Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We are the Black Sensei Society, the number one anime show on YouTube. Yes, I am going to proclaim it. Wherever your mind goes, the body will follow, and everybody will join. So we have here our extremely great guests. We have Lonnie, Riddell is going to be here in a little bit, Random Ty, and we have a very special guest. Serena N2D is joining us today because it's Women's Month and she is the representative here. And we are going to be talking about our top 10 female anime characters. And with all of that being said, how's everybody doing today?
Doing good.
Well, I can say, it's always a good day to talk to my good friend Serena. Even though she is my biggest op, I'm happy that she's here.
I don't know what he's talking about. I never.
Did I tell that story? Did I tell that story before?
What she do that you at
Okay. Go
I
ahead.
got to tell this story.
Lies.
This is when I first met. It's not a lie. It's 100% the truth. When I first met her in 2022, that's when obviously JJK Chase a Man were extremely big. She made great analysis videos. Not kidding. Like, they were genuinely amazing. So I followed her. We became mutuals. We followed each other. She was one of the few people to appreciate Geiki Akutami and Fujimoto's art. Not many people appreciate it. They're a fantastic artist, and she did. That's one of the biggest reasons I followed her. One day I'm on a live, just working on my manga, minding my business. She joins the live. We're having a casual conversation, and then she tells me, "You know what? Through this conversation, I decided not to go through my plan to sabotage you." And I was like, "Sabotage me for what?" I have no idea what she was talking about. So apparently she had been plotting on my downfall for I don't know how long. And for some reason through that conversation, she decided not to go through with it. So that's why I proclaim her as my op, because she had a beef with me. It was one-sided. I'm just protecting myself. So that's what happened.
Knowing Ty for as long as I've known Ty, Serena, I understand.
No, it's crazy. I was my business.
See, the funny thing is, the reason. So he actually said something about Gege's art that I disagreed with, and that's when I was like, I have to ruin his life one day. And then I realized, you know what, he's not half bad. And so I let him know, you know what, you missed this bullet, you're all right.
Hey,
Perfect description of Ty. He is not that bad. Great.
Wow.
So I just wanted to let you guys know our Bankai tier members are here on the scroll. We just want to thank you guys for supporting us. You can always hit up our link tree where you can find all of our socials and subscribe. Hit that like button if you are in the chat just one time. Don't do it twice. It helps us one time. So also, by the way, share the channel with your friends, your family, your moms. Moms like anime. And right there is our link tree. Go ahead and join. Riddell, how's it going? How's life? How's life?
Man, I'm good. Can you guys hear any background noise by any chance on my end?
No, just hear beautiful voice.
All right, thank you. With that said, I'm chilling, man. I went on Trent's show real quick to talk about football a little bit. He asked the question, who do you prefer, Saquon or AP at their best? I went biased and I went Saquon. I ain't gonna lie, I went Saquon, my boy. Answer. But hey, it's football talk. But today's episode should be really good. And
hold on, Jaden with the $2 super chat. Chill, Ty. It's Women's History Month. Let her live. Facts.
I respect women.
Even when they try to.
We all respect women. You know what I'm saying?
Real.
Yeah. And if you guys don't know, anytime we get a super chat, everybody has to be quiet so we can read your super chat. It doesn't matter what's going on. But we do really suggest that people sign up for being members. We have more ideas for content that we're going to post. Me and Lonnie just recently did a Tower of God season 1 review and breakdown. We saw a couple of people watch that, and we're thinking about doing it more for Tower of God. So if you really want to get into Tower of God, which is it's one of the biggest series, one of the most in-depth series you're going to read, then highly recommend checking our season 1 review. We're going to do a season 2 review as well. And we'll kind of just discuss Tower of God so you can kind of be on the same page and really understand the great series that is Tower of God. And we're also going to we also do stuff with Game of Thrones. Santo has done his Santo's top 10s on there as well. So we're going to put out that membership only exclusive content. All you guys got to do is sign up for like 99 cents and then go watch that content. It's just for you. Have fun. You know what I'm saying? Have fun. Have a good time. And also this Thursday. What's going on Thursday? Something must be going on Thursday.
Open Dojo is this Thursday. We're going to be talking about Bleach. That was by popular demand in our Discord. Like I said, if you haven't joined our Discord, just go ahead and just see what the chaos is going on down there. You're gonna love it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But there's a lot to talk about. We're gonna do a top 10 female anime characters rankings, just like we've been doing all our top 10s. We're gonna have an in-depth conversation about Invincible season 3, now that the finale has just recently happened, and then we're gonna talk about other stuff, such as Chainsaw Man, such as a little One Piece. We'll kind of dive into a few different things as this episode goes on. I don't expect it to be as long as last episode, which was a 4-hour one, but this one should be good. And of course, Serena, after we're done with the top 10 female characters list, and we're done talking about Chainsaw Man, if you need to bounce out, we completely understand, because we just be chatting for a very long time up here. So it's understandable. It's very understandable. To kind of warm us up before we get into the top 10, I decided, you know what, I'm going to ask everybody this question so you can kind of tell your own personal taste. Who is your favorite female anime character, and what is your favorite series led by a female lead? Anime female lead, of course. So that is a question. Mull it over. Does someone have an answer right now? If not, I can kind of set the tone.
I'm ready to go.
Go for it.
My favorite female character in all of the anime is Mai Sakurajima from Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai. You want to talk about a female who just got it going. Like Lonnie, the way I say it, you could put Mai in any anime and she'd work out perfectly. If anything, she'd solve a lot of problems better than the female characters in those series. Obviously, Bunny Girl Senpai is a slice of life, but you want to talk about a character who's an adult. She don't play those games like, oh no, we gotta waste 5 episodes just trying to see if they like each other or not. No, Mai don't play those games, man. She gave you one of the most heartbreaking moments in the Bunny Girl Senpai movie. Me and Lonnie, we don't need to talk about it. That's trauma we don't need to revisit.
Don't make me cry again, nigga.
And don't just think because it's a slice of life, she ain't ready to throw hands. Because when she slapped Sakura, man. In a shonen anime, if this was shonen anime, bro flying through buildings on that slap. So that's why I feel. But my favorite series led by a female is, it's Frieren, but I feel like everybody's gonna say Frieren, so I'm gonna take my mouth from Apothecary Diaries.
I was gonna say Frieren.
I wasn't gonna say Frieren either.
And bet I'm taking
No,
Frieren.
I wasn't either.
But I'm gonna fight for both of them because, first of all, the hidden gem of this season, because I think only me, Lonnie, and Riddell watched it, was Apothecary Diaries. You want to talk about a woman just making it through medieval China, and she's so quirky. She's amazing. Mama was amazing. She's an amazing character who I feel like, because she came out the same time as Frieren, she's never going to get the love that she really deserves, even though she does get love. But people, they're going to constantly compare those two, I feel like, until the end of time. But Mama can hold her own with anybody, and I'm straight up standing on business about that. The only thing she doesn't do is that because she's not in a shonen, she doesn't fight, but she don't need to fight. That's how great she is.
Did you name 2 female anime characters?
Yes, I cheated.
Oh my goodness. You know why I'm annoyed that you did that? Stay stealing from me. Because my favorite female anime character, I thought long and hard about this, and I do think it's Mao Mao. I do think it's Mao Mao from Apothecary Diaries as well. There's something I really like characters who are intelligent. And Mao Mao is as intelligent as you can get for the setting that she's in Apothecary Diaries, as she navigates a world that she was kind of forced into, but by using her understanding of medicine and drugs and her intuitive mind to really piece information together, you get to see her kind of navigate a very unique type of political world within that kind of structure with, the emperor and his what are they called?
You're talking about the eunuchs or the princesses?
The female characters. What's their titles?
Oh, I know what you're
blanking right now. I don't know
why. I'm blanking too, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, you got a lot of different, female characters that are, trying to get have his baby. There's a title for them. I'm just blanking. Is
The
it
consorts, queen consorts.
Oh,
The
consort.
consorts, the concubines, you guys get the idea. But yeah, Mao is really good, really interesting, and she has a good blend of humor and intelligence too. So yeah, she's my favorite character, favorite female, favorite anime. You know, since you did two, I'm gonna do two. Freerin and Soul Eater are my two favorites. Freerin's
I mean,
fantastic.
manga.
No, so favorite anime with a female lead and favorite female character, both of them.
So you're
So
saying
Soul
Soul Eater?
Eater?
Rerun.
So you're saying manga from Soul? Okay.
No, I'm saying the anime
The show,
Soul Eater.
overall. The show overall.
Yeah, I'm saying the
Oh,
Soul
okay.
Eater series, and the character I'm talking about is Mao. So Soul Eater's great. Watch Soul Eater until like halfway through, read the manga because they completely just mess up the flow of the story. But Soul Eater's fire. It's a really good story, and it's great. So those are my two.
Who's next?
What's my next?
What about you, Serena?
Well, see, for me, it's hard to rank women because all women. No, 'cause I love my female characters, but I don't really rank them too often. I will say that female characters that have surprised me and that I've connected to recently. I always have to wave her flag, the Nobara flag. I don't have any Nobara merch near me. I have a My pin, which is funny, but no, Nobara. I actually enjoy her a bit more than Maki, and I know that that's like a controversial take. I love both of them, and I know that with Nobara, how nice her character is to me is not just about how strong she is or how much time she takes up in the actual series, but I liked her backstory a lot and how that tied into feeling ostracized and mistreated because you're different, and how that ties into the overall story, and how she's a protector and is someone that could want more for herself and get away from a place that she knew would be detrimental to her well-being as a person, and that she was able to learn from other women and inspire other women. And I love seeing that in a character when there's like strong female bonds between a female character and another one. So that was a character that really surprised me recently. That I really like. I do enjoy Asa, but she needs more screen time on Chainsaw Man. I need my girl Asa to get some more love.
We love Asa.
We
respect
all
Asa.
agree.
We all agree.
Mm-hmm.
Asa haters, we don't. Those are bad guys. But I can go next. My favorite woman in anime, I don't care what nobody's saying, is Casca from Berserk. I love Casca. Now, I get the state that she was in for a chunk of the Conviction arc, because that's really, because we go to Millennium Falcon, that's not really the main cast because it follows Griffith. But I can genuinely say, when I reading the Golden Age arc, I don't think that I've enjoyed a female character more in any story than that. Like, her dynamic with Guts and even Griffith was so good, right? Like, her juggling her feelings for both of these people in her life, her trying to find her own path as a warrior, her trying to hold the Banner Hawk by herself when Guts leaves. Her vulnerability with Guts was genuinely beautiful. It was probably some of the most beautiful scenes I ever read. Like the confession, when she confesses the stress she's going through, and she even tried to take her own life. Guts seeing that vulnerability from her and being willing to accept it, and then vice versa for Guts, her seeing his vulnerability and she accepting that, and then basically healing each other's physical but more so mental wounds. That shit was beautiful, bro. Genuinely beautiful. And I'm also excited for what her character has to come, because I think that this next arc is going to give. We got even some chapters in this recent arc of Berserk from her POV, so I'm excited for what her story is going to ultimately become. I'm very much big on Disney endings. I think children's movies are some of the best movies ever, best stories ever, kids stories. I want a Disney for Berserk. I want the rainbows. I want the fairies. I want the wedding. Guts, get your vision back. Grow that arm back somehow. I don't know how it's going to work.
He deserves
I don't know how
it.
it's going to work. I hope it happens. I went back to read that interview from Muir where he said it'd be a disservice to give his fans a grim ending after the story.
Mhm.
So I think Casca will have one of the most beautiful endings that I've seen. So I'm excited for that.
I'm gonna fight anybody who says different. I swear to God.
Hmm?
I don't know how you read that story and somebody said, "No, I want it to be dark." Nah, put your hands up.
They're gonna come out and they're gonna say it as soon as we get our Disney ending. They're like, doesn't make any sense.
You
Mira,
don't want
why?
if you don't want Casca, you don't want Guts and especially Casca to have a happy ending. You're sick.
Yeah,
You're
me and
gen-
Lonnie
I
gonna
think you're
fight.
sick.
Me and Lonnie gonna fight. Has he told you what he thinks gonna happen to Casca?
Oh, no.
Ty?
It's not what I want.
I don't
It's what
know.
I think. It's not what I want. It's what I think might happen. It's not what I want. It's just what I think might happen. I
Gonna
think
fight, Lonnie.
I think
Gonna
Griffith
fight.
and Guts are gonna be fighting at the end, of course, because we all know that's the fight's gonna happen, and Casca's gonna get in the middle of it, and she might end up dying. So that
Why would
might
she?
happen. I don't want it.
Why
to
would she
happen.
ever, I was like, why would she ever stop us from killing Griffith?
Exactly.
Why would she? No, stop that! No, she's gonna kill him.
If she did try to interject, she wouldn't be as stupid as to like fling herself in the middle of it. Like
Yeah, that's not happening.
I really hope
That
they
would-
don't
What?
her, like,
What if they're both
learning about
fighting and
the
she
person
tries
now.
to save him? Like she
Yeah, once
sees
she
that
tries
he's
to
going
save
for like a
Guts from
killing
Griffith,
blow,
she
and she
ends
goes
up-
in the middle of it.
Guts from
It
Griffith.
makes more sense for her to try to save Guts than just hey, let's just give them like one Mira was not gonna let that happen because I don't see
From the grave,
that's
he won't like
Yeah,
that.
I'm gonna say he dead. He
Crazy.
dead. They're
He's gonna come back and not let
It's
that
in his
happen.
notes, okay? They've got the notes.
It also
Yeah, that's
completely
crazy.
destroys her character. It completely
Saving
destroys
Why?
her
Kill her for
just-
what?
Saving
What would the
Guts?
point be?
Saving Guts?
No,
No, because then it would just
now
be
you're
Guts
switching to
being
saving
like,
Guts.
oh,
We're going
I
off what you
lost.
first said, Lonnie.
I'm
It
just
destroys
saying,
your
like,
character.
I feel like she might end up dying. I don't want her to die, but I just feel like that might
It
happen.
don't make no sense.
So
Guts will die
again,
before
you can look up the
If it happens,
interview.
if it happens, then Randall's be crying. in the
But here's the
corner,
thing,
and be like, I
Lonnie,
told
here's the thing, right? The reason why I think you shouldn't have to worry about that is because you can look it up. The interview where Mira says he will not have the ending will not be grim, and that's fucking grim. If she just gets killed,
Well,
that's
I
crazy.
didn't see the interview, so I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I don't. So that's what I'm saying. I am very optimistic. The ending will be something happy, and I want it to be as Disney as possible. I want that Shrek ending when it was like in the swamp. It was magical. Listen, man, I want Shirley and all her people to make it pixie dust. I want that. But my favorite anime or manga led by a woman, well, in this case, a girl, is Emma from Promise Neverland. I just Promise Neverland. Promise Neverland is one of my favorite series. A lot of people don't like the anime. I don't like the anime, but the manga is tough. I love the manga. It was one of those. Now I don't think it reached AOT level, but that first arc I was reading it, I was locked in. It's great.
Yeah, Ty, stop talking. $2 super chat. Angie Carr, she go the best. I know she not anime, and IDGAF.
No, she.
I don't-
I blame Shigo for like my taste in women
One of the greatest cosplaying costumes in
of all time.
history.
All time.
Valid.
I blame her for all my taste in women. Her and Blackfire.
We had to say it. We had to say it.
Hey man, shout out.
So I think
Ty, continue. Go ahead.
Promise Neverland. Also, I'm gonna say everybody's saying two. I'm gonna say two. Inuyasha, because Kagome is the main character. Kagome is it's her. The exciting event is her going to the feudal period. That's it. So she's the main character. I know you can say dual protagonist. She's the main character of Inuyasha. So Inuyasha and Promise Neverland are easily my two favorites.
I'll still say, well, because I'm doing my rewatch of Inuyasha. Every time she's in her own world, I'm just fast forwarding through that shit because I do not care. I do not care.
That was some of my favorite stuff.
It literally was
Like
that
seeing her with her
episode.
friends.
That's fun.
And then like it was so fun and it was nice
It
to see her have like
was.
relationships outside of the stuff that we usually
Friends
see
say
her
the
doing.
same
Like
stuff. She's
Did
still
you
the
fast
same
forward
guy,
the-
doing the same. Like, bro.
Did you fast forward the part where Inuyasha came to the real world too?
Yeah, no, like I'll watch the interactions when he gets over there, but like when she's talking to her friends or she's at school,
You
I don't
just-
give a damn.
I don't lie. It's hilarious. It's so funny because it's so realistic. Like she's telling them about this guy that she likes, but he's like kind of like a delinquent. It's cute as hell. And one of my favorite episodes is when she gets sick and he comes to the period, her time to help her nurse her back to health, and he gives her a remedy that his mother gave him. I said that was beautiful, bro. Now I know I get Inuyasha the cheater, but he's a pleasant cheater.
Is it cheating? Is it
He's
cheating?
a pleasant cheater.
No, seriously. Okay,
Explain.
Santo, he cheats.
Can I explain
nice
can I
about it,
explain
you know
that?
what I mean?
Yes,
Can
please.
I explain? Can I explain?
You better justify cheating right now.
No.
just about-
I said he's pleasant. I didn't say his cheating was pleasant.
Oh,
See?
Pleasant
See,
cheat.
yeah.
You're about to
cheating if
give
she already know, if she knows what it is. Like she knows.
you're
what
about to
it
give
is.
an optimistic spin on his cheating.
No. I said he's pleasant, not his cheating.
Mhm.
Oh, so he's a good guy that cheats.
Yeah, yes. Actually, is he not a good guy?
Okay.
Yeah.
Look at Serena's face right now. That says it all.
Ultimate disgust.
Let me say this one last thing.
Hey, might
died
be
on this
time.
one.
Serena,
Imagine your
on.
this is great. Imagine, right? Your fiance dies. That was his fiance, essentially. They were about to get married. Your fiance dies, right? In front of you, and you go to basically that thing. He was like the tree. He basically went to sleep one night and woke up. That's all it was.
Call it a coma.
Right. He basically just went to sleep. He wakes up and then he meets a woman that looks canonically that they are completely identical. They look different for the audience to understand, but canonically they're identical. And then your fiance comes back to life. I know she's dead, but she comes back. I understand why he's torn. That makes sense to me. No,
Should have made up his damn mind. Playing those girls.
Sounds like
Hey,
justified cheating to
Serena,
me. I'm just saying.
Serena, the answer is real simple. One of them tried to kill him. I don't know what to tell you.
But it's a misunderstanding, though.
It's a misunderstanding.
Brandon, but you know what though? He understands that the Raku manipulate them, so he feels good. Like, yo, we should be fighting each other because someone broke up our marriage. That's understandable.
Yeah, don't talk.
It's a tragedy.
$2 super chat. Angie Carr, Azula. She anime. I don't give up. Toxic anime chicks the best. $2 super chat. Jaded. Can't hate a man with options.
What's up with our chat today, bro?
Yo, this is Women's History Month, gents. What are we doing?
Type putting a battery on their back.
First of all, May better. I'll say it. May better. All y'all talk about Azula, y'all would be horrified to be hanging out with her. Let's keep it a stack.
Horrified. Who?
You different, Lana. You don't count. But like, come on. May better. Zuko fumbled that. Let's keep it a stack. Zuko straight up fumbled that. May's fantastic.
I'm still taking Ty Lee over May, but that's for degenerate reasons. Whose turn? Santo, is it your turn?
You can go. I'll go last.
Oh. Well, I'll go Makima because I love toxic women. And she reminds me of too many of my exes. And for
how's that a good thing?
I was just about to say.
Doesn't make her a top female character.
Yeah, like
I was thinking as
How does that?
I'm wearing.
Please explain. Right no, I'm about to put Molly in a
Rodell,
right now.
Rodell, that's when you don't have an answer to the question and you just throw anything just to see if it fits.
No, yeah. I'll say she's a grade A manipulator. Gotta love it. And yeah, that's pretty much it. But for
wait, who'd you say?
I said Makima.
Why not?
I was gonna say Esdeath, but I was just gonna get.
She is a fire antagonist, but hey,
I was gonna give you a more general answer. But no, for anime, I'm gonna go Claire from Claymore, and I got something for Netflix. Netflix, because they announced that Claymore's getting a live action. If you fuck this up like you did with Death Note and everything else besides One Piece, heads on pikes. I'm done. They ain't messing up Claymore because they messed up the Witcher. They messed up the Witcher, which is similar to Claymore. If they mess this up too, nah, I ain't doing it.
They're gonna mess it up. You said
it should have been an HBO show,
like you did with everything except for One Piece.
It should be an HBO show, but Netflix got this shit. If they mess up Claymore random,
they're gonna mess it up. You literally said it like you mess up everything else except for One Piece. They're literally hitting like 1 for 99. Like they're gonna mess it up.
But that one though. But that one
Crash Out's gonna be legendary.
But that one, and also there's only one good live action anime, and that's One Piece, and Netflix has it. So it's like, at least they got something on the board.
Hey, Santo. Yeah, this girl cheated on me. She cheats on me all the time, but she did give me that fire anniversary gift once. Every other time was trash.
Yeah, and then nobody else gave me anything. So I
don't make it right.
On me.
Nobody else make it right.
Why are we harping on cheating so much? Ty, you see what you did?
Don't mess it up.
I blame Ty. because that's why the cheating came. I just thought about it. I blame Ty for that.
I don't know why, but me too.
Claymore's a shout though, like for real. It's a really good series. And I've said this. I've talked to Miles about it. It's like a toned down Berserk with like female lead characters that are pushing the story. $2 super chat. 1 out of 99, almost like Riddell being right.
Jesus. Hey, yo.
Crazy shot out of nowhere.
Jade off the top rope.
Crazy shot out of nowhere.
Steph Curry from the logo. Okay.
Dang.
Hey, yo, he cooking.
Never. But
Bro, shoot like Steph Curry against France.
hey man. Shout out Jaden. If we didn't fuck with you, Jaden, you know what I'm saying? I would cook this shit.
You got him cursing too?
Damn.
That's how you let the anger slip out.
I rock with Jaden though, so we good.
Hey, I like that declaration. He tries to bring you right back in though, Riddell. Look at that. He told you he loves you, man.
Yeah, I mean, love is just a word. $2 super chat. Angie Carr, Sailor Moon, and the Scouts top the list. No contest.
I wanted to talk about them. I was like, whew, it's a tough one. I love Sailor Moon. I really do.
Same.
Especially towards the end of the series. I think her character really shines beautifully. And I was about to say spoilers for Sailor Moon. But
wait, word about Sailor Moon spoilers.
But I do. First of all, like we always talk about, like the whole like, oh, she could be Goku and stuff. Like, yeah, pretty much. Like by the end of the series, she's like God. She's like tapped into all of the energy that there is in the universe, like all the life force. But I do love that the story starts centering around her growth as a person through interacting with the future version of herself, and also taking care of herself in a sense through her future self coming into herself as a child, and just being able to exist and fight without her friends, but also feeling their strength with her. And it's just a really beautiful story. And I love Sailor Moon. Always support her.
Yes, sir. Shout out Sailor Moon. Santo, you're the last one.
So I know my girl gets a lot of slander from Ty and especially Taylor.
Me?
But my favorite character, female character, and is also my favorite female-led anime is Toru
Don't say it.
Honda from Fruits Basket.
Oh my fuck.
And here is
You guys
why.
hate Toru?
Yeah, they say that she's toxically positive.
She's so annoying, bro.
What?
What does that even mean?
The reason
I hate her, bro.
I mean, but you know who is saying it, right? Who is your favorite female character again, Lonnie?
I mean,
yeah.
Case in point.
Healing likes toxic women. So
But-
when they're all about healing generational trauma,
she's
then
just
that's
so
that's
happy.
she has to be giving the
that's-
trauma. Then
and
she's a
that's
good
what I
female
was just
character.
about to say. Toru has such a sad story, and the fact that she can still smile through all of that while dealing with everybody's mental health issues, because literally Fruits Basket is all about just mental health and just manipulation and trauma and gaslighting. And the fact that she is the one beam of light in that entire show just filled with toxicity, I love that about her, that she can literally just put her own pain aside to help others. I just gravitate toward characters like that. The girl was homeless without her mom, and she's helping people at the same time. She's my favorite character. And Lonnie, toxic positivity. She's too positive. That makes no sense.
Yo, yeah, that beam of light, it's like right in your eye. It's burning your eye. I'm sorry, you can hit her with a damn car, and she's
Not everybody's a vampire like you, bro. Bro, you need some light in your life, bro.
That's what you're there for, Santo.
Hey, man. All right. With that said, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to dive right into our top 10 list. Here is the sheet. And here is the suggested characters that the Discord, if you don't know, we have a Discord. Make sure you guys join the Discord. We have a lot of great conversations in there. Very easy. Go to our link tree, join the Discord, and just join the conversation, man. But we also ask people, okay, what are your suggestions for this topic? And this is the character list, quite long actually, of all the characters that people put out there. A lot of characters here. Shout out y'all. If you guys need inspiration, here's a list you can look off of. But you know, they were pretty locked into this one. Anything stand out before we get into the list from their suggestions?
Is the
Revy-
Cowdy? Is she from the piano and violin anime?
You're lying.
Your
April.
Lion
Yeah,
April,
yeah. Is that? I think that is that the one.
the greatest slice of life of all time.
That's a damn lie, and you know it.
It is 100% factual.
That-
You will never cry like you would when you watch your life.
You haven't seen.
Watch the Bunny Girl
So
Senpai
what Bunny
movie.
Girl Senpai movie? Tell me.
I have seen Bunny Girl Senpai.
Did you watch the movie?
Yes, sir. You're lying. April is better.
We can just agree to disagree.
We sure can.
We just agree to disagree.
Oh wait, I just realized I lied. It's not Makima, it's Revy. Revy's probably my favorite. Revy's my favorite female.
Of
character.
course it is. All right, chat. This is what I want you to do. Other than Serena, who will be going first, chat. Give us an order of people of the order of the captains that you guys want us to go through. We're gonna go pick by pick. Obviously, Serena will start it out. Give her pick for number one, and then we'll kind of, go through our own picks, agree, disagree, vote, debate, and then we'll decide who's the number one, and then we'll all keep on going until we get to 10. So,
Dang.
all right.
Jaden got me last. Okay.
Yo, I'm gonna. Why is mine not on this list? We got Deku's mom, but mine not on this list.
I don't know
Oh,
why
that's
so many
good, Mom.
people said Inko, bro. I'm gonna be honest.
Ooh, I'm gonna put Sailor Moon at the
Facts.
top.
Cook.
Number one.
Icon. The standard.
And I shouldn't have to explain it. I mean, I could.
No, you don't. I'm mad at the chat for making me realize that she low-key a victim.
Sailor Moon.
Yeah,
To whom?
because the dude's like in college and she's in middle school.
Okay.
Okay, so that's the anime. In the manga, there's like a 2-3 year age
All right,
difference.
that's cool. That's because
Yeah.
that's what people are saying in the chat. Like, oh, he's in college and she's in middle school. I'm just like, what?
Yeah, that was just a weird age gap thing they added in for no reason.
Yeah, that is weird. I'm gonna be honest. So Serena said Sailor
Lock
Moon.
that man
first.
up, Santo. Lock that man up.
Hey, man. We don't worry about the anime canon. You know what I'm saying? All right,
All the authorities.
Lonnie, do you agree with Sailor Moon?
Yeah.
Okay, that's 2 votes for Sailor Moon. Now, for me, I haven't seen Sailor Moon, so obviously that's not on my top 10. So I obviously went with characters that I've seen. I decided to kind of give an order this time, give a little score. So my top scores are actually 2 people that we've already talked about, Frieren and Mao Mao. I think they are my top female character that I've ever seen in an anime and a manga. I think they're great, obviously. And I'm fine with either of them being number one. Even if they don't make number one, I'm fine with either of them being number 2. But I already talked about Mao Mao, and we kind of already talked about Frieren. They're great. You already know.
I'm gonna go Casca for my number one. Because I'm not gonna waste my time saying y'all just not up on game, and I'm not gonna waste my time. So I'm gonna say Casca.
Same.
I'm going Sailor Moon.
I'm going Sailor Moon.
All right, got Sailor Moon. I forgot to put Casca on my list. She'd probably be around the top 2.
She better be.
I mean, better be.
I would
All right.
also-
All right. With that said, number 2, Lonnie started it out.
I'll go Casca.
Casca for you. Yeah, I'm fine with Frieren, Casca, or Mao Mao here.
Casca for me.
Same.
All right, number 2, Casca. Okay, we're moving through. Number 3, starting out. You already know. I'm fine with Frieren or Mao Mao. Mao Mao is a great character, and I think Frieren. The thing about Frieren that I will touch upon is, I already told people how I kind of dive into my criteria for assessing a character. I look at obviously their character development. I look at how well they fit their theme or role in the story, and I look at entertainment value because I do think that can be subjective, but there is an art to it, and I do think it's important if you enjoy the character that is on screen and their aura. as people say nowadays. And Frieren, I think, has all of that. And Frieren has a interesting type of development where it's not just, linear. We see her development through backstories, and we see her in kind of 3 different timelines just in 26 episodes, which I do think is enough time to assess how great a character is, because we've seen shorter anime and we realize, yeah, this is one of the greats. Like Death Note is only 24 episodes and people recognize Light and L are amazing characters. So Frieren, in that 26 episodes, we've seen her at her very baseline where she lost everybody. She was completely emotionless. She didn't know how to interact, and we see her growth with her crew and how they kind of opened her up and made her kind of feel things, made her feel emotions and try to figure it out. And it wasn't until they were gone that she really started connecting to these different things that they were teaching in terms of her enjoying life and being human, to be honest. And that is now her character arc, with everything she learned from everybody to kind of teach this new group of characters with I forget all their names. Hey, names are tough, but the characters that she's with right now, kind of going through the path to find the goal that they're about to find. Seeing Frieren go from this character who had to be taught these things to be this mentor lead, while also having a lot of flaws that make her enjoyable, because she's still very goofy. She still doesn't understand certain, normal humanistic emotions and normal humanistic interactions. Frieren at this point, 1 season in, I already think is one of the best female characters I've ever seen. She's fantastic. So she would be my number 3. Her or Mao Mao, obviously. Random on you.
Look, Riddell has said a lot of things that I agree with. I'm gonna pick Frieren as well. I think that the impression that she leaves on a person, obviously understanding, talking about damn near, in a way, using her near mortality, you kind of get to see. I think that scene when she finally understands that Himmel's gone and he's not coming back, that scene is magnificent, because it's like she finally gets to realize how she's different than everybody else. How that she wishes that this, I'm going to be gone 50 years. And how that is, in every sense of the word, it's absolutely crazy. And how Himmel just, lets her go. And that's how much I think she realized that he loved her and was just willing. And the fact that they're able to at least meet again. The fact that she's teaching all these things to new people, the fact that she's fun, like she still has this insatiable curiosity for, like, she'll open, no matter what chest it is, she's gonna open it because she's trying to find some dumb magic to use, no matter what it is. And I think that insatiable curiosity, I think anybody can get into. Like, she's innocent at times, she's a monster at other times. Because how many times, Riddell, Lonnie, have we seen that when she tells Aura to kill herself because she's like, "Oh, I've been nerfing myself this whole time," and that went viral. She's amazing. She's legitimately amazing. And the fact that she's only been around for a few years and you can put her up there with some of the best of the best. Casca's an icon. Sailor Moon's an icon. And I feel like by the end of Frieren, she'll be right up there with them as well.
On you, Ty.
I'm not the biggest Frieren guy. I gotta finish it still. But I wasn't really enjoying it like that, so I'm not doubting everything I was saying. I just don't have her up there like that. But I would probably put, just for my list, I'm putting Nami up there. I think Nami's amazing. She was somewhere in that top 5 for me. I don't know where, but I got Nami up there. I'm just gonna say Nami for now.
Santo?
I'm gonna say Ursa.
Oh, I'm not the only one. Okay.
I'm gonna say Ursa. Ursa's character is just screams power, leadership. Just, we're talking aura. Ursa is her. She is her. I'm going Ursa.
All right, Ursa, shout Serena.
Goodness. Ooh, a character that I enjoy and I think is well written is Homura from Madoka Magica. Like, she's a character I find myself thinking about a lot. and I can't wait to see where else the story goes since the new movie is going to come out eventually. But yeah, she's one of my top.
All right. Homura shout. She's the not the pink haired one, right?
Oh no. Homura she's got like long dark hair.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. I just had to put a face together. Yeah. Okay. And Lonnie, what are you thinking?
That was a flashback. I remember a Toxic X told me it was just a fun ass anime, and then it ruined my weekend. And so, every girl I met after that, I made them watch Madoka Magica. I had to pass on the trauma. But I'm gonna go Urza, because also like what Sandra did touch on, like her relationship with Jalel is, I think, really, really well done. I love her backstory. Her mom ain't shit. And
she really is not.
The way that she's like just the mother of the group, also like she like has her own demons that she has to go through and stuff like that, and like her battles are always epic. Even when she had to fight like that other version of herself, that was also lit as hell. Yeah, I'm gonna go Urza.
All right, we're kind of at a stalemate. We got 2 people chose Urza, 2 people said Frieren. We got a Homura shout. Hey, honestly, Homura is a really good shout, and we got a Nami shout as well. So we're kind of at an impasse. Lonnie, you think Urza is better than Frieren? $5 super chat. Don't answer. Angie Carr said, question for y'all. Think about it for a second, though, and then reveal your answers after this segment. What do y'all think is the most iconic anime item? All right, we'll think about that, Angie, and we'll answer it after the segment. Just mull it over. Don't even say any words about it. Think about it.
I think if I'm projecting, Freeren's gonna end up probably number 1, like when it's all said and done. But like we're not there yet. Freeren's in my top 5.
What do you think she's missing?
I don't think she's necessarily missing anything yet. I just think that Urza at this point in time just has a little more
time,
like,
maybe.
Yeah, maybe time. Like,
just needs to sit on it for.
Fairy Tail is so long, and like at the same time, we don't know if Freeren's gonna end up dropping in terms of like how they do with her character and stuff like that. They keep on taking breaks, so like I don't know if that for various different reasons. So maybe sometimes like it could be like a writing reason, and they end up diminishing her character a little bit. That's a possibility.
I think that's fair.
Random, I know, because me and you we both read the manga. All these breaks, it's getting concerning. So
because I was gassed. I was like, hell yeah, Freeren's back, especially with the arc where they're at right now. I'm curious to see how Frieren fares in that. But the arc before that, where I don't want to spoil it, Lonnie, but you read it. Mm-hmm. The arc before that, where she has, you want to talk about a beautiful moment that she has. And I'm like, I remember I was speaking it into. I was like, just wait till y'all read this arc. Like Rodell, in 5 years when they finally make that episode in the anime, just wait for it, man. It's gonna be amazing because they use a trope that a lot of people can really mess up, and not just in anime, but in TV in general. And they use it very well. And I'm just like, I can't believe it. But oh man, I'm like you at this point. I'm because of me reading Berserk, I'm used to long breaks. But at this point, there's no conceivable reason that I can find why they keep taking these breaks. It's not health. It's not this like problems. Like, and then when they come back, it's like it's great. So nothing's changing. They just like, I don't know. They're just taking breaks.
Yeah, that is a bit concerning. I put out a poll right there in the chat for you guys to vote between Urza and Frieren. We'll kind of keep it moving in the meantime in terms of the conversation. But ultimately, I mean, I'm not mad at it because I think Urza is great, so I'm not upset about it. But we do need to start developing that Urza Jalal relationship because that's been stagnant for years at this point.
Well, read Hunter Your Quest.
Has it really evolved? Because I heard it doesn't really evolve.
Progresses.
Oh, okay.
But I was gonna ask Ty, why Nami over Robin?
I think Nami is a slightly better character than Robin.
For me, that I'm still in Punk Hazard. Explain to me why you believe Nami is better than Robin, because my favorite character right now is Jinbei and Robin. So
I love Jinbei.
I'm just curious.
I think that so both of them have strong starts. I just think that she has a stronger dynamic with the crew than Robin does. That's really the biggest difference. I think she's also, even though Robin's obviously integral, I think she's also more integral than Robin. Like without like you can't set sail without a navigator. Yes, you need someone that see poneglyphs, like that's important, but they can't even get on this boat without a navigator. Like they have really that's what they need more than anything. Because like for example, once you get to the Grand Line, you like if you don't have a navigator, it's kind of wraps.
Yeah, you're cooked.
Like it's genuinely wraps. You can't make a name without a navigator. You need you need an elite navigator as well. So
I still think Robin's more important. Although I agree with what you're saying regarding the navigator stuff. In terms of the most important part of the story is to find the One Piece. There's very few people that compares to Robin as an individual. You can find other navigators.
Sure, but I'm saying, but what Oda put, so sure, I can find someone else to do something, but that doesn't change that she's important for this story, though. Like this,
For sure.
as a straw hat. And to me, I think that I also liked her development as far as her dynamic with the fishmen, like from Arlon Park to Saba Odi to Fishman Island. I think that was really interesting. She's becoming the character that's become far more selfless than she originally became. Like she was a person that mainly took on all this burden because obviously she had all this responsibility back home, but it peeled over to more of her selfishness, and that's a really good false remedy, I think, for a core wound. So I just think she's really Nami's super solid. And she's one of the big trio as far as the Luffy, Zoro, and Nami. I think she's great, bro.
All right, I respect it. Serena, explain a little, because not everybody, because we kind of are alluding to the craziness that is Madoka Magica, but not everybody has been watched it like some of us up here. So, explain why Homura is such a great character.
Ooh, okay. So I love a character who has suffered. I like she's been through
That's
it.
a crazy statement, right over it. I like it.
Right at home.
And I'm just being real. I think she's a tragic character, and I love some tragedy, and especially when you see the lengths that she goes to for love, for friendship, and how it all kind of turns out. Because I don't want to spoil too much, but how it made certain things even worse, like her best attempts. She's just a tragic. Like when we think of like a tragic anime character, she's got to be in the top, 3 or 4 characters there. And it is that genuine love, but also there's that selfishness that's an interesting layer to her character. And that clinging that she has that really backfires or sets off some things that happen later on that I find really intriguing about her character. So you're rooting for her, but also that she's doing some things that maybe she shouldn't, and you're empathizing with her. And she wasn't a character that I thought we were going to spend a lot of time on originally, but then we did, and she just illuminates like this darker side of the series as well.
Do you agree that QB is the best character in the show, though?
Ooh, no.
Why?
That little rat's got to go.
You're disgusting, Lonnie. Of course you would say that, guys.
But you see how Lonnie agreed with everything that she said? And I can say the same thing about Toru Honda, and he hates her. Literally, the exact same argument, the same discussion could be made.
I despise her.
And he hates bro.
She doesn't suffer enough. That's a problem.
Oh, she suffers. She suffers just fine, Riddell. She suffers just fine.
Oh well, I don't know what's your issue then at this point.
Homer's a darker character than Toru, so maybe that's it. Like she's not trying to like heal everybody. She's like, I will unalive you if I have to. Actually,
no, that's a fact. Yeah, Madoka Magica is definitely a series. Chat. Anybody who's watching or re-listening to it, and if you are re-listening, rate the podcast 5 stars. We want it to be the best podcast out there, so make sure you guys rate it 5 stars on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. We do appreciate you. But Madoka Magica has one of the craziest plot twists in anime, so we ain't trying to ruin the experience. Go watch Madoka Magica for sure. All right. Well, while the poll marinates, let's move on to our next. We'll say the Frieren Urza is going to be 3 and 4. Number 5, random. You can start it out.
Okay, can I look at the list real quick before I say who I want to say? It's a long list.
Oh, the entire list. Okay.
Yes, please.
Also, who's 3 and 4?
It's going to be between Urza and Frieren. They're getting discussed in a poll on what the order is.
Scroll down a little bit for him.
Oh, shit, Bulma.
You know what? I'm gonna. Why is Reyes Gremory on this list? All right, bro. Jesus Christ. I'm gonna. You know what? I'm gonna fight for. I saw her down there. Can you scroll? Just scroll all the way down. Let me make sure I saw her down there. I'm gonna fight for Mikasa here. I think Mikasa is also a really nice character. I wanted to say Mao Mao, but I legitimately cannot put Mao Mao in front of Mikasa. Obviously, Mikasa is a demon when it comes to protect as a warrior. The fact that you kind of get to see her, it's this tragic love story she has with Eren, and the fact that she has to make the decision in the end to basically stop, to convince Ymir, even though it's a really weird way to convince Ymir to be like, hey man, how about you stop making Titans? How about that? But the fact that she had to do that, and even though I really like her as a character, like, do I wish she took more agency in certain spots in terms of maybe advancing the story, even though we did get to see what happens when Eren asked her that question, do you want to run away with me? And we did get to see what happens. But I think she's amazing. She's somebody that I hope as more and more female characters. I think hopefully Frieren and Mao Mao have started a trend to give us more, I guess, female main characters who can really move the culture, that she doesn't get forgotten. That's what I'm worried about with her, is that people are just going to forget about her because, you know, she wasn't technically the main character. But she's this amazing character who really goes through a lot. And my God, nobody can ever tell me, even though they never did anything romantic in terms of like holding hands or kissing or whatever that is, that they weren't like very intimate together. Like they were so good. And I'm gonna fight for Mikasa. I think she should be in the top 5.
W. Ty.
I like Mikasa, and I thought I wanted to say Nami again, but I was like, why did I throw Winry in there? Winry is great, bro.
I was wondering why you didn't say Winry. I thought
first of all, she is the backbone of Full Alchemist. Ed cannot walk unless he got Winry. He can't punch unless he can't use alchemy without Winry, because she's the one who repairs his arm and leg. Al could not be able to move or be active in their goal without Winry. I think she has a really good character arc. She's the one that actually starts the ripple effect of people stopping the cycle of hatred within Full Metal, because if she decides not to take revenge on Scar, that he then has to push forward not to also take revenge on the other Emestrians, and then that pushes Roy Mustang not to take revenge when he becomes the leader of Amestris. And so that it's because of that ripple effect from Winry that she decides not to take revenge, because something they say is that when the Oldest Fallen talks about how it's a ripple effect. When you take revenge, it's going to continue the cycle. So because she decides not to take revenge and stop the cycle, that we end up having the relationship between the Ishvalans and the Mestrians be resolved. It's because of Winry. I think she's also a great moral compass for Ed and Al. Every time they had a dispute, a backslid or any type of shortcoming, she's been the one that always emotionally helped connect them again. She is so integral to that story. Her development is great. Her character arc is really good. She has her own dreams of becoming just a great mechanic, engineer. She basically turned an entire valley together. Like Rush Valley, their whole system of automail, the land of automail, will completely change for the Winry. She is great, bro. I'm throwing Winry in there, man.
All right, shout out Winry. Santo, what you got?
So I like characters that when they pop up on screen, it's like in sports when they say gravity, like I just gravitate towards them, I root for them. And impact, I'm gonna go Anya. As soon as she hit the screen, I literally, it's great. It's a fun time. She's great character, comedy genius. It's just it's just a good time to see Spy Family. So I'm gonna go Anya.
All right, Anya, shout. Serena, on you.
Maki, I saw on the list. I want to bring her up here. And I don't know if we can say like spoil. This is JJK Maki. Yeah, I think it's a JJK for Maki.
Yeah, we've talked about the entire manga. So
Right. But yeah, I I don't know if I was like W got rid of your whole family. But she ended stuff that needs to be taken care of. And I honestly, this is also a win for Gege. Honestly, one of the things I like about Gege is that sometimes sometimes you gotta get rid of people. Sometimes you just gotta, I thought that taking that leap was such an interesting turn of events. Usually, we're ready for talk no jutsus and hand holding. There was no time for that. When we let these harmful systems perpetuate, like they're gonna keep hurting people. And Maki and her sister were set up to die, so the stakes were high, and people were coming for her. She had to get rid of him. So I love that for her and her character. Bit of tragedy there with her sister. We love some tragedy. I liked her bond with Nobara as well. She's just freaking cool. Like she's got that cool factor. She's got the aura and all that good stuff too. So shout out to Maki.
all right, shout out to Maki, and then Lonnie, what you got?
As much as I love Maki's crash out nuck if you buck moment, everything Ty said reminded me of something where he cooked me months ago when we did the couples tier list. Everything that he said about Winry, he also said about Bulma. So based off of Impact, how basically he was saying how most of Dragon Ball Z wouldn't happen without Bulma. How based off her inventions, her impact on Vegeta, her impact on Goku. I think like she's the forgotten, like one of the forgotten goats of, in fact, Serena KK. I think she's one of the goat female characters. She definitely probably should be higher than where I at 5. She probably should be higher. But Ty's whole monologue cooking me because I think because I was downplaying Dragon Ball Z relationships, and then he went on for a good like 10-minute tirade about how impactful Bulma was. I feel like. Yeah, so based off of that trauma, I gotta go Bulma.
You're traumatized?
You just wouldn't stop.
Hey, man.
I think I said I get it like halfway through, and you just kept on going like, no, we're gonna go from
listen,
Dragon Ball,
get it?
Dragon Ball Z to Dragon Ball Super to the movies.
Listen. But the crowd didn't get us. I had to finish.
We got a lot of different picks. Maybe if I've seen Dragon Ball, I would consider Bulma's character more.
I'll switch to Bulma.
Okay, it looks like Bulma's gonna win then. I'm not voting for Bulma because I didn't see Dragon Ball, and her run in Dragon Ball Z, Super, and GT, I don't think are good enough to make my top 10. With that said,
Not even the top 10.
No,
just from Dragon Ball Z and Super.
No. I think there are characters that are better than her. Now, with that said,
This nigga Ty, you want to cook me? Cook this nigga Ty.
hurt people.
She doesn't
Clearly.
make the top 10.
Hurt people. Hurt him, Ty.
I didn't say she was trash. I just said she didn't make the top 10. All right.
But that was a lost cause. You can't save him.
Right. Yeah, sure. Anyhow, I will say this. I'll stick with Mao Mao. So I already talked about Mao Mao in length. One person that I will throw out there that I do think should be mentioned, because Bulma's winning this. Everybody else picked different characters. I will throw out a character that I'm going to say her name this time because nobody's read the series. Mira Yu from God of High School is amazing. If there's one thing that you're going to definitely get out of God, well, there's a lot of things to get out of God High School. People call it like the Dragon Ball Z of webtoons, considering how great and grandiose the fights are over there. God of High School is great, and it's led by its 3 main characters, Mori Jin, Daohi, and Mira Yu. And I think when people seen her in season 1, they didn't expect a lot from her, considering she wasn't comparable to the other 2. But by the end of the series, she's an absolute demon. She is an amazing character, and she goes in a crazy character arc that was extremely unexpected. And I really recommend checking. I'm not going to spoil people, Really recommend checking out God of High School.
Read it. Don't watch it.
Read
I
it.
didn't
Do
know we
not
were
watch
adding Manhwa, but if that's the case, is she better than Rachel Verdo?
Yeah, she's better than Rachel. Yes, of course. All right. Well, Bulma wins. So and then we pretty much got an order for Freeman won the poll pretty convincingly. And then Bulma is next. All right, Ty, you can start the next selection.
I got Renry.
Winry.
I'm gonna go Anya again.
Anya. Serena, you sticking to a pick you already said, or are you changing it up?
Ooh. So from this list that we have,
You can pick anybody. You don't have to pick from the list.
Also, can we see the whole list again?
I might stay with my girl Maki.
All right, Maki from Serena. Lonnie, what's your pick for number 6?
I low-key want to go Robin, but I'm gonna go Maka from Soul Eater.
Okay, we got Maka shout. Of course, Mao Mao. I think she's an amazing. She's when her story's finished, I think she's gonna be one of the greatest characters, female characters of all time. Mao Mao's fantastic. I'm gonna throw out another name that is like not on the same level that I put for Mao Mao, but Fuko from Undead Unluck. If you read Undead Unluck, Fuko's character arc is fantastic. She is one of the best character developments you're going to see, considering how she started and how the great way she ended her story. Fuko's fantastic. I can't really say much because the anime is nowhere near to where when the time skip happens and Fuko becomes just her earthy. So highly recommend checking it out. Fuko's journey to become like the gal of the story, the main focus, the prime suspect, the number one is great. So I do think Fuko needs a shout for people who read the Undead Unluck manga.
Yeah, she's great.
For sure. Random, what do you got?
I'm still gonna fight for Mikasa here.
Oh yeah, I respect the Mikasa love. Okay, so we got Winry, we got Anya, we got Maka. I'm gonna say, and then we got Maki, Mikasa. Another pick I had pretty close though. I'll change my pick. Is Mikasa.
Random. We had a chance to put a
what?
slice of life on the list.
I'm gonna change my pick to Winry.
We had a chance to
Are you
get a
doing that
slice
because
of
you
life on
believe
the
it's Winry,
list.
or are you just being spiteful?
No,
Because
Winry.
Hey,
Winry is right up there.
Sato. We're not
Mikasa's on
leaving
my
this
list.
list unless Anya's on.
Is
it.
Winry not on your list?
No. Mikasa's on my list though.
You don't have Winry on your list at all?
No, I don't have Winry on my list.
Wow.
I think Winry's great. I think
You don't want to cook him, Ty.
What are you obsessed with Ty cooking people? The glaze for Ty right now.
Because I can't be the only one.
They're getting out of control right
Because
now.
when I disagree with Ty, he wants to go World War III. But when you say something,
We've
being
all
redundant.
disagreed just now.
He's just not on my list. The thing is, Winry, compared to all the characters on my list, Winry doesn't have as much screen time. That's the difference. He doesn't have as much screen time as all the other characters on my list. So that's my biggest difference. But I mean, if you pick Winry, I'm fine with Winry. She's like right outside. She's probably top 20 for me. I don't like Winry now. Oh my god, y'all are childish. Anyway, so you say Winry? Are you changing your vote to Winry?
I'm going with Winry.
Okay. All right, cool. So Winry, Ty's Winry. I say Mikasa. Random says Mikasa. Santo, Serena, do you want to change your picks or do you want to stay 10 toes?
I'm 10 toes in.
I'm staying.
Okay, I respect that more than what Lonnie did. All right. Well, I'll put a poll up for Winry and Mikasa, and then we'll go on to the next one. Santo.
I'm staying Anya.
Is there anything else you want to say about Anya to really convince the people?
I mean, it's really just that. The fact that she gets on screen and you can't help but to root for her. Like she's incredibly clever. She's just a great character. But apparently people like Lonnie, they just hate
I love
positive
Anya.
character. Well, pick her.
I would say hating Anya is insane.
Yeah, hitting Anya is crazy.
That's not much
Didn't
to
you
do, though.
didn't you guys yell at me when I said if my child is not like Anya, I'm throwing it in the dumpster? Y'all yelled at me when I
Oh
said
yeah, you did say that.
Lonnie, act right in
Well,
front
she-
of company, Lonnie.
Serena been here before. She one of us.
You did say that.
Necessary.
Oh man. Okay, so Anya.
Also, and also just the
Right.
impact that she's had on the anime community off the rip. Like,
I got one for my
she's
next
just
pick.
great.
She does have crazy impact. I ain't mad at it. All right, Serena, you want to stick with Maki? Do you want to change your pick, or do you
I'll
want to?
stay with her.
You can stay your pick, and Santo, I'm gonna actually come back to you again. If you want to stick with your pick, fine. Is there another character you want to shout out that deserves some love as well?
I'm sure there is one.
Uh,
I like Power.
Oh,
I love
I like that too. I like that pick right there. Keep going.
So I'll shout out Power. Yeah, that's my shout out.
That was great. Lonnie?
Oh, I'm going Makima. No matter what you have to say about her, how did she make you feel?
Real?
How did she make you feel when she took power away from us? When she took Aki away from us? What she did to Denji?
Spoilers, by the way.
Read the damn scriptures. How about
No,
that?
no.
Read the damn
People,
scriptures.
people were legit pissed at us, mostly Ty, to be honest. That one clip we did about the most unexpected moments, they were pissed when we spoiled that Aki moment. They were pissed. Like, why did you spoil this? No, that was on us. That was our bad.
It's been out for like 2-3 years and one manga of the year like 3 years in a row. Get over it.
Not everybody
I
reads
gotta
the
say.
manga, to be fair.
I'll be the bad guy, Riddell. Get over it. Read the damn scripture. Chainsaw Man's not that long. That's why the education system is what it is, because niggas can't read.
Crazy.
But-
Spoiler alert.
This nigga, bro.
No, bro.
Ty, I blame you for this, bro. You hurt
No.
that man. You
No.
hurt that man.
Yeah, you gave him PTSD. Ever since that moment, he's just on timing because of the PTSD you gave him. Like, Jesus.
Hey,
And
man.
mad all over again. But Makima, just the way that she impacted, the way that she manipulated things in the background, and then also manipulate people in front of her face. Beautiful. No notes. I mean, she did fail at the end, but like no notes.
Okay, shout out. Obviously, really love Mao Mao. Don't really need to bring her up again. The other person, like right below the net. Oh, $2 super chat. Angie, she said, "Lady Integra gotta be here. OG anime boss." Beep. I really like it, Lady Integra. I was considering putting it on my list. Who's seen Housing Ultimate here?
She's dope.
I've seen a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
I see.
Yeah, she is really good. I was considering her or Saris, because Saris is really good as well. But yeah, so obviously like Mao Mao, the tier right below Mao Mao for me would be like Miura Yu, Fuko, Kagura from Gintama. I think she's great. But I also I don't care where Tai is at Gintama.
That shit, bro. She's not on here, bro. No.
Anyhow,
I will say this: she's one of the bright spots of that. Unfortunately, she is a bright spot.
Unfortunately,
there you
it's wild.
there you
Her,
go. Bright spot.
Toki, Takasugi, bro. One of my mutuals say this: he like Bugatti in the hood, bro. We're gonna get you out of there. We're gonna get you out of there, bro.
I'm not surprised you like Takasugi. Another character
Nigga, what else was I like in that show?
you just named two other characters. You are hating.
I said bright spot is the best word I could use.
That's like a food truck by O Block, is what he's saying.
No, what was crazy was a bright spot. Unfortunately, I'm like, damn.
Listen, man, we love Gintama.
Unfortunately,
Yo, this man, bro, he's so disrespectful.
I love
He is so
Gintama.
disrespectful.
I love Gintama.
Yeah, right. But yeah, power is actually on my tier 2. So I'm gonna put my my all my stocks in power as well. I think power is great. I think the biggest reason why I have her this high is power's super entertaining. Like one of the most entertaining characters that I've seen. Jim, period. I love every single time Power is on screen, and it was great to see Power grow to finally become a little bit more mature. And right when she cared about Denji the most, we don't gotta talk about it.
So we talk about entertaining. The birthday cake wasn't entertaining.
What is wrong with you?
You're
today?
sick.
Are you good? Are you good today? What is go? Hey, yo, there's something wrong with Lottie today, bro. He's on something else.
It was a long St. Patrick's Day.
Anyhow, so yeah, I'm gonna throw my stocks into power as well. Aren't random.
Noah Santo, I'm joining the parade. Anya, please. Anya is fantastic. She's one. I'm gonna say by the time it's done, she's gonna be the best written. She's gonna be the best child character in anime history. Anya, every time you see her, you have a smile on your face. You're having fun, and when we get her backstory, obviously her backstory ain't gonna be as tragic as the dude from, I forget his name, but y'all threw it at me. Yes,
Boyd? Yeah,
it's not gonna be as tragic, but the fact that we even got a glimpse of what, spoilers, we got a glimpse of somebody very important to her a few chapters back, and even not like the last chapter where like I don't know if anybody else reads it, but
I did.
Damien was in the envy stage with Anya regarding a couple of other people who were noticing her. Like, Anya's fantastic. She's absolutely fantastic. Like, oh, I can't. When she eventually gets in, because she's gonna be. I hope she's finally just makes the two, because Anya's so strong in the story, Santo, that she ruins the build-up for Lloyd and Yor in terms of their love story or their relationship. Because go back to Anya. I want to watch her try to solve this test. That's how great she's making watching a kid go to first grade fun or kindergarten fun. I want you to understand that. Like, I can't wait to see her in class. I can't wait to see her interact with people. She's that great, let alone once she starts going around and doing other things.
Pro, I'm not mad at y'all Anya's pick. In terms of entertainment, like Power's up there. So was Anya. Like, same level.
Anya's impact on anime is literally, I would say, very comparable to Sailor Moon and Frieren in terms of female leads.
No.
Yes. In the anime, yes.
Is that meme, bro, or like?
I think that's a little premature.
I ain't touching Sailor Moon.
I'm saying, we're saying Sailor Moon
I'm talking about being a face of an anime.
Ain't touching Sailor Moon.
I'm not saying, but
I don't see no Anya lunchboxes everywhere.
Sailor Moon's too iconic. Her transformation scene, you see that referenced at least 3 times a year. Your favorite pop star is doing it in a music video. You can't. They're not talking about Peanuts. They didn't. Anya little headband or their little spikes on her head. No.
We just slandered.
I don't.
She ain't gonna be there. She's never gonna reach Sailor Moon.
That she ain't Sailor Moon isn't slander.
She's like.
I'm saying I'm not saying
it's
she's greater or whatnot, but the impact that she's had on the anime community
cannot be denied. It cannot be denied.
I think it's similar to Dio. Like, she's big memes. Anya's big memes.
For now, look, I'll say this for now. Once we get more, but the fact that you just get to enjoy.
Snap. It's my you ruined the entire
my bad,
ruined
bro.
the bit. You ruined the bit. I was gonna do a Pokemon.
You got two producers trying to produce at the same time.
Oh goodness. What's up, Miles?
Hey.
Aura.
But yeah,
right there.
We talking impact. Cook Angie.
Yeah.
Shout out. Looks like Anya got the spot.
Frizzle.
Shout out Anya. So we got 2 Anyas.
I wasn't gonna pick anybody that was already picked, so Anya got the spot.
All right. Well, Anya, I'm not mad at it. I guess the only thing that was holding me back for putting Anya on my top 10 is I still need her that big character moment. No, I mean Mad Miles on my top 10. I need that big character moment. for Anya. Mikasa won the poll, by the way. Mikasa, Winry, Anya. Almost done with the list so far. We got 2 more picks. So we'll actually we'll start off with Miles. Miles, you here?
Yeah, I'm here.
Since you just joined, what is your pick for the number 9th best female character of all time?
I saw her on the list somewhere, unless y'all narrowed it down. Did y'all?
No, I'll zoom out.
Oh yeah, my homegirl Claire. Got a cat for Claire. I just like her story. I like her starting off as a child, entire family slaughtered, afraid to do anything in her life really. She finds a mother figure, loses that mother figure, and then like through revenge, kind of becomes like the mother to other characters in a sense. She basically saves her mother figure. She was a very stoic, cold, calculating warrior, and through having somebody to look after, it kind of warms her heart. When Claire gets thirsty for revenge, another character basically requires Claire to look after them, and it warms her heart. And then seeing her give up on her entire revenge plot at the end because of loving your friends and being a team is more important. I really fuck with that. I also like the idea of her being the weakest character and her never like, it's not like a Naruto or anything like that where she just gets stronger through like unnecessary means. Her comrades.
Stop talking, Miles. Jaden, $5 super chat. The man, the myth, the legend, the straw hat repping, Admiral respecting. Give up for the leader of the One Piece media cartel, Miles left.
W Glaze.
W Glaze.
Supreme Glaze right there.
But yeah, nah, I think Claire's dope. I think the idea of her being a weak ass warrior and her never just like naturally getting stronger, but basically learning techniques from her fallen comrades, going as far as like grafting their body parts onto her to kind of make up for her inefficiencies. I just think Claire's dope.
I love the Claire pick. Serena, are you sticking with Maki? Do you want to shout out anybody else?
I do love Makima. I know she's not on the list right here. We brought her up before, but
If you go Makima, I'll go Makima.
See, I the only thing lacking with Makima for me was like her, like how they introduced her motivation towards the end. I was kind of like, about that. But I still look for impact. You know what? Yes, Makima, iconic. She set the tone. She everything. She was intimidating. Everything. Makima, yeah.
Like I said, how did she make you feel?
Yeah. So she's got to be up there.
All right. So that's Serena's pick is Maki. Shout out Makima. Lonnie, what's your pick?
Makima. Just look at the shirt. Aura, iconic.
I can't even see it really.
Oh, let me back up for you. Aura, iconic.
I can't even see what's on the shirt, bro.
I can't either. I'm
Go further
Makima
back.
and
Like,
Denji's
maybe
finger
if you
bite.
go past the door.
Oh, I see it now. Okay.
Maybe you know what you should do. You should leave, go, and then come in and give a little model dance, and then a little twirl, and then just throw off the full outfit. That's what you got to do.
And I'm not dancing for you, Riddell. You ain't paying me enough.
Oh, okay. Jade has paid us $5. I think that's good enough. I'm honest.
That was for Miles.
And $2 from Angie. Hey, I think she's on to something. $2 super chat. Shout out Misty from Pokemon Underrated AF OG. Shout out Misty.
You want me to dance? Like that's gonna be some BSS After Dark type stuff.
Spooky hours.
Very spooky hours. All right, got some good shout outs so far, Claire. I will go. I'm gonna go Claire. The only reason why I was like I didn't put a rating for Claire is I needed Miles to kind of refresh me on some of the things she did.
You're sad.
I did. I was like, Miles, when are you gonna be here to tell me about Claire so I can remember? Because it's been a minute since I read Claymore, like a long minute. But I know for a fact, from what I remember, Claire was a great character. Her relationship with that other male character is actually very interesting, surprisingly.
Yeah, Rocky. Yeah.
Yeah, especially on how they ended everything. That was super good. I'm gonna go Claire as well.
I was gonna say, Miles, what do you think about Netflix making a live action adaptation?
Of what?
Claymore.
I'll watch episode 1.
Same here, man. Same here. Okay. So Makima, Claire, Maki. Random, what do you got?
I'm gonna fight for Mama with these last 2 spots.
You don't want to go Makima? How does she make you feel, Random?
Oh Lord.
We've had a straight up argument about this on stream.
Exactly. You're helping prove my point.
Makima sucks. How about that?
Exactly.
Why is it? No. That's not a good
I'm like, hey,
no.
we had Random crash out over Makima. I feel like she should be on the list.
Random, we're locked in. Mao Mao on the list for sure. Come on.
So are you going Claire or are you going Mao Mao?
Well, I already picked Claire. I can't change it. But Mao Mao is gonna make the list. She's on.
That's my last thing to say about that.
I was gonna make that list. All right, Ty, what you got?
I got Momo from Don to Don.
Big shout out to Momo.
I ain't never seen that amount of grown men kicking their feet watching the series. Because Momo and Okaron, bro, this shit was cute as hell. Literally, dude, like Don took over when it was airing. And again, the amount of grown men watching Don, like, yo, this shit is cute as hell. Hey man, that's impact, bro. Momo, and then Momo is literally, she's so fire, bro. She's great.
She is. She's right outside, but she's great. I agree. Santo?
I mean, I was gonna go Robin here. From Robin's introduction to the story, dark origins, dark past, to where she finally finds friends and just goes out and tries to do the right thing for them while sacrificing herself. And her moment of her saying that she wants to live, that lives rent free in my mind. I got Robin.
Robin shout. All right. So we got. Looks like we got a Momo, we got a Mao Mao shout, we got a we got a what would you say, Robin shout, and then we got a Maki/Makima shout. Okay. Serena, do you want to make your pick like Maki, or do you want to change it to Makima to tie it up?
I get. Oh God.
Mm-hmm.
In terms of like iconic, Makima's a tough one to beat. I'm just gonna say I'll say Makima.
Okay. All right. She said Makima. I'm gonna be honest. I like Claire, but Mama was my number 2 pick, and she just kept on falling. So it's Claire and Mao are both up there though. They're both like top tier for me. This is a very struggle. I'll say Claire here, and then Mao. I'll try to get to that number 10. So Claire, Makima, we're gonna go into a poll. We're gonna have our final round, and then we'll kind of see how everything kind of gets orchestrated. So with that said, everybody's final pick who should make on the list while I make these polls out. Serena, you'll start it out. Are you going to continue the Maki train, or are you going to shout someone else out?
I don't have any more shout outs. And is this for the number 1 spot, or what is this for?
Like the final spot. We're trying to determine.
Oh, the last spot. Okay.
The last spot.
Let's see another female characters. No, I don't have anyone to add.
All right. All right. No, you're all good. So you're sticking with Maki?
Yeah.
All right. Big bet. Miles. Here we go with.
So Angie actually brought up somebody I wasn't even thinking of. Big Mom's fucking awesome, dude. I love Big Mom. I know she's not on y'all's list, but fuck Robin. I'm picking Big Mom. Her as a child, kind of being abandoned, and then her having this like orphan family, and eating them all like through a hunger pain. Just family being a reoccurring theme in her story. Everything she's doing is all about making a family. Yeah, she wants them to be strong. Yeah, she wants to build a military nation and all of that crazy stuff. But she really just wants a family full of people to rely on. And we see that up until she's out of the story, like she is now. The last thing she thought about was like Roger and how she wanted a family that would be able to match what he did. Yeah, Big Mom's cool.
All right, shout out Big Mom. Lonnie.
Real quick, you got Big Mom over Nami too?
Me?
Yeah.
Probably, yeah. I've never like parsed the two against each other. I don't know, but probably. I like Big Mom a lot.
No, I fuck with Big Mom. Can I see the list? So I feel like I'm forgetting someone. Violent.
See, chat. If you guys join the Discord, give us your suggestions. You're gonna help out these captains pick characters.
Jolene is on that list. Ooh.
Yeah, like and Maka never made it, right?
Nope. Marileona. If we can go fan service, Marileona, Yoruichi. You know what I'm saying? You got Nezuko, another cute little kid character.
No, I'll go Maka, but my shout outs could be Revi.
All right, Maka it is. For me, you already know. Mao Mao is great. We locked in for Mao Mao. Random.
I second Riddell's opinion. Mao Mao is great.
Yes, sir.
I'm
Todd?
going with Momo, but I want to give a shout out to Hina from Blue Box. Taiki
He's great.
picking Chi. Listen, man.
Oh, he picked the wrong girl?
I don't want her to date him for him. I want them to date for her because she deserves a good man. Now, like, I was just like, when she confessed that she liked him, I was tapped in. I was like, now I knew he liked.
Stop talking. $5 super chat by Angie. Drolta not being on there is criminal. My Egyptian vamp queen. Also, special shout out to Kame, Genkai, another goat. Ravi deserved better.
Revi deserves better than her mangaka.
Yeah, that series never coming back. I'm gonna keep it a bug.
I get anxiety writing Black Lagoon. Shut the fuck. Whatever.
Yo, stop.
What are you on, bro?
That's so dumb, bro. We get like a chapter a year because it gives him anxiety writing Black Lagoon. I'm like, whatever, bro.
Black Lagoon, a tough series, man.
Is it?
I don't. It's kind of basic to me, but it's a tough series, man. Also, comment shout out. I dropped a comment, got killed because they started pissing me. $2 super chat. Jaden said, "Angie, we going band for band." Y'all really are going band for band. Y'all just shutting us up while we talking. That's crazy.
And I just like to say, the guy that makes Spy Family, he doesn't like making Spy Family, but we don't. He still drops chapters. He still drops chapters. He don't like making Spy Family. He said that.
For the culture.
For the culture. Ty, I'm sorry for Angie interrupting you. So feel free to continue.
I'll put that on Angie. But Hina was I was really sad that they didn't get together. And
is this a manga thing or an anime thing? Like, does this happen in the anime or the manga?
I don't think. Oh, spoilers for Blue Box, by the way. I don't know if niggas is tapped in. I'm like 10 chapters behind because I was still kind of distraught. Like I really sat down and thought, like, you know what? I don't know if I want to finish this, but I'm gonna catch up though. But spoilers for Blue Box. Basically, she confesses it's actually a moment in the manga where he's considering dating her, but he's not sure. And then when he tells her, she's like, "Don't tell me," because she don't want to get her heart broken. That shit was so sad. I felt so bad. I was like, "Wow." She made me hate him for a minute. I like Taiki. He's a good guy. But I was like, "Fuck you."
Ty, I got
God.
one question. Does she have blue hair?
No, it's pink.
Okay, I'm about to say she got blue hair. She was cooked from the jump. Blue
No,
hair girls don't get the man.
No, it's pink.
Never
It's
do.
pink. Now, here's the thing. I didn't realize it was pink until I saw the anime clip. But
Don't remind me.
yeah, man. Shout out to Hina. I actually hope that they eventually. Serena's gave me hope that because they didn't date. He's gonna date Chi. They're gonna break up. She's gonna play overseas because she talked about playing overseas, and then he's gonna date Hina.
There you go.
Hopefully.
Shout out
Hina's
Blue.
great.
Santo, what you got?
I'm gonna go Bulma.
Bones are already on the list.
Oh, my bad. Oh, I didn't see that. Can you zoom out?
Random, we know who the best girl in ReZero is.
Absolutely.
We got characters like Esdeath, Guilty Pleasure, of course. We got Asuna from Sword Art Online. We got Lucy from Fairy Tail, Noelle from Black Clover, Kaguya for Kaguya-sama, Santo's favorite anime. Toga from My Hero Academia.
Did y'all Black Clover fellas talk about Noelle? No Noelle?
I didn't bring her up.
Riddell don't talk about Black Clover anymore.
Do you ever?
Oh,
think she's
yeah, I
better than
forgot.
Sakura?
You're right.
I was considering Noelle. Like Noelle just didn't make my list. Like she's like top 20-ish, somewhere around there. Oh well, she just didn't make it.
Niggas be switching up, bro.
I'm gonna stick with Robin.
I need you to switch up and stop watching Gintama. How about that?
Nah, I gotta finish that. I've been put through too much hell to stop now. Yo, you crazy? Have you lost your damn mind?
He's like, I'm gonna finish it. I'm gonna finish anime. Unfortunately,
yeah. Thank you, Santo.
I need
we need to get Tom episode.
I need a whole video series from Ty about how much
Get
We need to
Tom
get Tom
episode is
episode.
crazy.
I don't care if I'll do it by my damn self.
I'll be there just the popcorn Ty. I
yeah,
got
I'm gonna stick with Robin.
Oh boy.
Okay,
I
Robin.
I love Robin as a character.
No worries. He said, "How am I a fake Black Clover fan? When do I claim being a Black Clover fan? How does that make me a fake fan if I don't claim it? I don't get that."
What?
Didn't you start your anime? Didn't you start your anime content journey with Black Clover?
Yeah, and I stopped being a fan. How am I a fake fan if I'm
Bro,
not a fan
Killjoy
anymore?
journey,
It's
bro.
abandoning his origin story. That's crazy.
You know
That's
Killjoy
sad.
journey, gang.
I mean, what? Hey, if it stopped being good, then it stopped being good. I don't know what to tell
If
you.
you know Steph
$2 Josh, $2 super chat. Jaden, F that. We can go M for M.
Ooh.
Shout out Central C.
You know should have stepped up. You would have liked it still.
Oh, by the way,
No, it has
Miles, we're
nothing
gonna
to
need
do
to talk
with
about
it.
that bro from India.
Hmm?
Khan.
What?
You haven't heard this song?
Nigga, what?
Oh, is it that one?
Oh, my language.
that
My
rap
fault.
song? That rap song? No, I know what Random is talking about. There's like a very viral like rap songs rap by like this Indian guy. I didn't know that was his
Yeah.
name though. I know what he's talking about though.
He came
Is
up
it
with
the
another
is it the
song that
1
sounds
pound
pretty
fish
good.
dude?
Nah.
Oh, I don't know what the hell that is.
I think isn't it the same guy?
I don't think so, but I could be wrong. No, he dropped a new song recently.
Yeah, I heard
But,
about
like
it.
I enjoy his music. We'll talk. I'll just check out what he does. Because Big Dogs, you probably heard Big Dogs last year. At least it went viral.
And goes in with this sitting on business. I'm a big stepper.
Listen, I don't know what they talking
Stop
about,
talking.
but that 1 pound fish.
Stop talking. Jaden with the $2 super chat. What Kendrick say? He a fan. He a fan. He a fan.
Not me. What were you saying, Miles?
Oh yes, I don't know who Random's talking about, but check out 1 pound fish. That song's elite. Apple Music.
Shout out, man. Lonnie, what was your pick again?
What was my pick? I know it's Maka from Soul Eater.
Maka from Soul Eater. Okay, so Lonnie picked Maka. Serena stuck with Maki. Miles picked Big Mom. Me and Random picked Mal Mal. Ty picked Momo from Dawn to Dawn, and then Santo picked Robin.
Actually, no, fuck that. It's Black History Month every month. Put Yorichi on there.
I mean, she's not gonna make it. Also, Claire won the poll pretty convincingly, and then I'll do one final poll for Makima and Mao Mao to be fair, and then we'll have our full list. But for the most part, we got the general idea. How are people feeling about this list?
I like it. It's a strong list.
I'm just curious. I just like the who picked Mikasa?
Random.
Interesting. Okay.
Thought it was me.
I did.
I wouldn't.
Wait, yo, you co-signed it. What you mean? You picked.
Random brought it up, and yeah, I co-signed it. But he asked who put it on the list. That was his question.
Well, you helped to put on the list.
How did I help you?
He voted without your vote.
No one else here said Mikasa.
Ty be trying me, bro. Ty be
No,
trying.
hold on a second. Are you not contributor to be on the
Lonnie,
list,
your
bro?
plan is working.
We're just answering Miles's question because Random initially introduced it.
I thought you asked why she on the list.
Lonnie, quick question.
Because that mean you and Random.
Pick one, Jolene or Revy.
Oh, I love Jolene. I really do. But Revy, I'm going Revy. I'm not even good. I'm not even. You know why I'm going Revy, but I'm going Revy.
All right.
Give Taylor a gun. That's Revy.
Crazy.
I'm gonna pray for you.
Don't tell her I said that.
All right, I'm gonna go through while the poll kind of marinates. I'll go through everybody. What character do you think should have made the list, or you wanted on this list personally? Not should have made on this. Who is someone you wanted? Like, just name. You didn't have to name one character. You can name a few that you think this is probably on my top 10. I think they deserve some love. I'll go through everybody one by one. We'll start off with Serena. Who are some characters you think would have made your list? Before you talk, Serena, $5 super chat. Angie Carr.
That is getting clipped.
Love seeing the female senseis holding their own. Hashtag boss-ish. Also, shout out Relina Peacecroft from Gundam.
Hi.
I apologize on his behalf.
What do you blame? It's Andrew's fault. What are you talking about? It's not my fault. I'm just initiating.
The rules to us don't apply to the guests.
Oh, they apply to everybody. We all is fair on BSS. You love to see it. Equal rights, equal fights. You know what I'm saying?
Some of us aren't civilized. I apologize.
I'm fair across the board. You know what I'm saying? But Serena, feel free. Go ahead.
God, I'm trying to think of someone like a female character that people look down on. I'm like, no. I feel like I've probably defended somebody. Not Sakura. Oh. You know what? I'll say Sakura from Cardcaptor Sakura. There we go. Y'all don't know nothing about her. I found that out the hard way. Nobody on TikTok knows about Sakura. Cardcaptor Sakura, another character who beat Goku. At her most powerful. The Goku's going down. But yeah, I really like her.
All right, shout out Sakura. Miles, anybody you want to give some love to?
Raftalia from Shield Hero, I think is pretty dope. Rin and Sakura from Fate, for opposite reasons, but yeah, they're pretty cool. She wouldn't be on my list, but I just like Mira Armstrong from FMA. I just think she's a fucking badass. No other reason. She's just badass as hell. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Okay, Lonnie.
Merliona would probably make my list at some point because same thing. She's a badass. As Death is Mommy Forever, and who's the main one that I was thinking of? Oh no, Rachel from Tower of God. Because how does she make you feel? I hate her more than anything.
Rachel is a fantastic.
I hate her more than anything. I hate Rachel so much.
She invokes some emotions.
She do. This is an elite shot. I didn't even think about old girl from Fooly Cooley. I didn't even think about her.
Oh yeah.
I probably low key if I had she probably would have made my list. I'm gonna be honest. She's great.
Back to Rachel. I would throw Riddell's future child at her. Just
why my future child? I'm just curious. I like
because that felt right when I looked at everyone up here. Like yours just felt right.
Oh yeah. All right. Well, the main character always does. Anyhow,
that's the show, everybody. All right.
my other characters that made my list. Kagura from Gintama, fantastic. Fuko from Undone Unluck, Power would have made my list. Lucy from Elfen Lied would have made my list. Shiro from Dead Man Wonderland. Kyoko Siri from Inspector. Maka from Soul Eater were like an honorable mention. Asurpa from Golden Kamui, honorable mention. And Momo from Dawn to Dawn, honorable mention. So those are
Otis. I said W-list Otis. You don't get that reference?
Let's move on. Let me take
the Temptations. The Temptations.
No, let's
here to tell you right now, we don't care.
He ain't in the black culture like that.
Jesus, now.
Temptations. Ain't no one coming to see you, Otis. Like you don't. Whatever.
All right. Chill out. I'm gonna go. My Sakurajima, my favorite female character of all time. I believe that she's an amazing character. I understand slice of life, but don't matter. I'm gonna go Maki from Fire Force for both degenerate reasons and that she's also a freaking badass. Maki is fantastic. No, we're not gonna look at me like that and watch Lani throw Esdeath and Makima and whoever Revi and whoever else he threw in there. Now we're not gonna give me those looks. All right, nah. I can get a little degenerate.
Why'd you put Winry in that list? What did Winry do?
Toes on your gooning, bro.
What did Winry do?
I didn't say Winry.
Who was the last name you said?
Revi.
Revi.
You said Revi.
I said Revi.
I said Winry. I was like,
nah, we're not gonna slander Winry up here with no goonery. But yeah, those two for me were my honorable mention list.
Okay, Ty.
Momo, Hina, Loki. That's probably Nobara and Maki. I really like both of those characters. Chi-Chi. I think Chi-Chi gets a lot of hate and it is undeserved. That's probably it.
All right, valid. Santo.
I'm gonna say Robin, my favorite female character, Toru Honda from Fruits Basket. And sleeper pick, I know a lot of people might not have seen it, but Gasai from Future Diary. The way she made you feel like in terms of Lani, the fact that she goes into another dimension to off herself so she can get her man is crazy.
I low-key forgot because she should be in the top 5. Santo for keeping up.
$5 super chat from Jaden. Since Angie upped the score, I'm back. Shout out Fire Mommy Mary Leona.
Shout out, man. Mary Leona is great. I was considering Mary Leona as like a potential honorable mention. Super entertaining. I also like her story in the manga. There's some bright spots in that final arc. Her little story with her and how she feels about her teammates and her coming to that realization was really good. But we got our 10th spot. The poll 57-43, 1 vote difference. Makima won over Mao Mao, unfortunately. So now we got our top 10 female anime characters of all time based off the BSS group featuring supreme guest Serena. Number 10, Makima. Number 9, Claire. Number 8, Anya. Number 7, Winry. Number 6, Mikasa. Number 5, Bulma. Number 4, Urza. Number 3, Furyman. Number 2, Casca. And number 1, Sailor Moon.
Riddell, maybe say that one more time because like at 4 or 5, like you're like went away from the mic and kind of like dipped.
Oh, I cut out. I mean, we're not gonna clip this part, but Urza, for purposes of people who are listening, the number 10 Makima, 9 Claire, 8 Anya, number 7 Winry, 6 Mikasa, 5 Bulma, 4 Urza, 3 Frieren, number 2 Casca, and number 1 Sailor Moon. Pretty good list.
Toxicity won at the end of the day. Just saying.
I guess so. Pretty good list. I also got our results from our last poll for what the people chose as the number one or most anime that you would show a casual. So I put the top 3 like I usually do: Demon Slayer, Attack on Titan, and Death Note. And surprise, surprise, Santo,
Death
the
Note.
winner was Death Note.
Of course.
Yeah, they were disrespecting Death Note. That's crazy.
Don't you say all the time that people don't know what the hell they're talking about?
They've been knowing what they're talking about recently. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, they agree with you.
And it actually went exactly in the order we put on our list. Number 1 was Death Note. Number 2 is Demon Slayer. 3 is Attack on Titan. So shout out, man. Shout out. With that said, that is our top 10. Went pretty long. We're gonna kind of skip ahead, talk about Chainsaw Man a little bit, and then after Chainsaw Man, Angie Carr with the $2 super chat. Shout out Hibana Fire Force Empress. That's Random's girl.
She's amazing. Let me stop before I start gooning. Let me stop.
Hey man. We'll talk about Chainsaw Man. And then we will move on to the rest of the segments before we end the show. So we're gonna talk about some scripture. So lock in. Chainsaw Man, last 4 I just caught up recently. I feel like quite a few people up here have caught up as well. Definitely big spoiler for the people that are listening. But how are we feeling about Chainsaw Man right now? Well, let Serena start.
Yeah, it's good stuff. I'm excited because we've really been building up to like the death, like just concept of death and the Death Devil and where we're going with this. And we also get a trademark Fujimoto twist, and that was fun. We still don't know exactly where we're going with that. And I do think it's igniting some more conversations, which is always a lot of fun in the fandom. But you know, Denji's whole journey we've had going through the aging devil and this idea of like living forever and seeing how that's not a good thing, how people are supposed to age and die, and death being maybe the best outcome for a human at the end of their lifespan or at a certain point in their time. I think is really beautiful, especially as Denji works through his own feelings around death as he's lost various people. And we saw during the Falling Devil arc that he wasn't really processing the loss of power and Aki, but he's kind of forced to face these things thanks to Pochita and after the loss of Nayata. And so I think we're set up to see some great things from Denji. And I don't think Fujimoto's going to rush anything with Denji's development because this is a lot. And if Fujimoto's going to do one thing, it's allow Denji to breathe as a character, which a lot of people.
I can't believe Jaden kept you from talking, Serena, while also praising you in a super chat. That is disgusting word, Jaden. $2 super chat, man. Shout out, Serena. Happy Women's History Month. Also, Angie, you are right. Thank you for reminding me. We'll also do that after Serena finishes her exposition. But shout out, Serena. I don't want History Month. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. So yeah, I think we're on the precipice of some great stuff. Chainsaw Man, I can't wait for whatever Fujimoto has planned. And it could be really beautiful. Is this really the Death Devil that we're seeing in this chapter? Probably, maybe. What does Yoru have planned for us? Who knows? And that's the fun stuff.
All right. Before we get into that, let's answer Angie's question. The best anime item, I think that was the question. In our personal opinions, I'll go through the board since you wanted everybody to answer. We'll start off with you, Random. What do you think is the best anime item?
I thought about first thing that came to mind immediately was the Dragon Balls. They're very iconic. And I think that's just the way. I think that's the best way to talk about them. Obviously, they're very. What's the right way? They're very BS because they can just kind of fix everything at the end of the day. But I think they're iconic. I think that's just kind of it. It was literally the first thing that came to my mind. I think that says a lot out of all the items that I've seen.
All right. Miles? You actually weren't here. So Angie asked us the super chat. So I'll let you think this over. Asked us the super chat to answer after the segment, what is the best anime item? And she told us to think about it and answer afterwards. So Miles, you're muted. Still can't hear you, my boy.
You're muted, bro.
Well,
I was muted. I'm back. Oh, I don't got to think about it. It's the Pokeball by like a mile. Like, I think you can show that to anybody. I can show that to my grandma. She know what it is. I think it's the Pokeball.
It's valid. Very valid. Santo, where you going?
Random took my answer, and I think I can say the same thing about the Dragon Ball. I think I can show the Dragon Ball to my grandma, my uncle, nobody, like somebody that hasn't had a TV, and they can say, "Oh, I know what that is," or they can at least say Goku.
Okay. Serena, what do you got?
Ooh, I'm gonna give kind of like a BS answer. I'm gonna say the One Piece. It's an item.
That is 100% cheating, but we will allow it.
It will be low key.
Whatever it is.
Bro, this thing might cause wars if this thing ain't done right.
It's gonna be done. It's gonna
said on the podcast it is, and it definitely cause wars.
No. Ty, what's your pick?
I say Oda's gonna cook. Dragon Ball.
Okay, Lonnie.
It's between Pokeball and Dragon Ball, but I'm gonna lean Dragon Ball.
Okay, Dragon Ball. I also think it's Dragon Ball, but I'm gonna do a little bit of a homer two homer picks based on things that I own. So one thing that I own is Yu-Gi-Oh cards. So I'm putting that up in there because I think Yu-Gi-Oh cards are fun to play, in particular. And one thing that I want to own that I do think that the only reason why I'm even considering owning it is because of anime is anime swords. Specifically, like the Zoro swords are nice. I'm not gonna lie. So I really like anime swords. So for me, I would go there because what would I do? I guess I can like put it in display for Dragon Balls. But anime swords are just cooler to have, man. If you ask any guy what kind of thing you want, they're like, yo, give me some anime swords, man. Everybody wants some anime swords, bro. Come on.
Yeah, my nerd ass dad has like every sword from Bleach. It's ridiculous.
See, it doesn't matter who you are. You just want that anime sword. So I'm gonna go anime swords for my pick. But all right. With that said, we'll kind of get back right into the Chainsaw Man talk. After what Serena was talking about, does anybody have anything else any response?
So that fake Chainsaw Man, like when you look at it, and I could be wrong, I'm almost never wrong. It kind of looked like the Darkness Devil from like part 1. Like when you look at like the torso, like it kind of had like the same triple deck face or whatever. And like we all know that like they get reincarnated with different personalities and stuff like that. So, and darkness is also kind of like fear a little bit. And like when you're thinking about like what's everyone afraid of the most, it's Chainsaw Man. So like that's just my little headcanon. I think that might be the new Darkness Devil, fake Chainsaw Man. But who knows?
I'm not mad at that. I will say I don't really have any theories, but I think that one's a pretty interesting one. They also, the dynamic between that new Chainsaw Devil and the Death Devil doesn't seem like they're on the same side from the recent chapter. Seems that they're somewhat opposed to each other at the very least. Or at the very least, it seems surprised to encounter each other. So that's kind of what I'm getting. And also the death, I mean, it could be a little bit of a swerve. Maybe this isn't the Death Devil because we technically haven't seen her do anything yet, even though she's kind of speaking like she's like the Death Devil. But you never know. It could be a swerve. One thing that I do think was interesting, especially in the recent chapter, because personally, I hate all the stuff with Denji and the War Devil. I think that's all cringe to me. I think it's basically a regression. It's basically the same relationship Denji had with Makima to me, and I'm just not a fan. I get what they're trying to do, but I wasn't the biggest fan of Denji's character. But when Asa came back, which is what I will give credit, is I do like the duality between the War Devil and Asa and what they do for Denji. I think I always liked Asa when she came on the screen. I was like, yo, I want her to be an important character. When she kind of was put on the side step for Denji for a while, I was kind of upset because I do think she can provide a lot of things that can open up his character. And I think I'm right about that because when Denji interacts with Asa, that's probably some of his best moments for me, at the very least, for Denji's character in particular, not his moments in terms of crazy Chainsaw Man stuff he does, of course. I think Asa just provides something different in terms of connecting to him as a person, especially because like she doesn't have as bad of a life as Denji, but she's like as pathetic as Denji in a way, which, you know, Denji can kind of feel like, I got you. Let me take care of you. And there was also an interesting part about that with him and Nayuta, but they didn't really explore that in too much. So I really like Asa. I want to see where this goes. And I mean, if they're just going to make the War Devil like a villain, I mean, it is what it is. As long as they kind of just, if this is who she is moving forward, just this evil person, because Asa's alluding to something crazy that she's thinking about, then fine. And then I'm fine, especially with this duality, as long as Asa gets her opportunity to kind of show the other aspect of Denji's character in this little dynamic.
Yeah, I love their dynamic too. I think it shows how Denji's grown too, which a lot of people feel like Denji is just the same, but he's so mature and calm with Asa. And I think he's changed as a person. He can show more empathy too towards someone who blames themselves for everything, because he blamed himself for everything towards the end of part 1. And so I think again, some nice character development from Denji.
I'm with you.
I was gonna say his character development is definitely interesting because I do think he's grown in a lot of areas, but especially with the War Devil, in some ways he's regressed. Like, because I don't think end part 1 Denji would like just let, like when she was just like killing the civilians and like she killed the restaurant guy and like he was eating like the hot, what were they eating, like hot
pot stickers or something?
Pot stickers or whatever. I don't think like the end of part 1 Denji would just like super cool with it. He would have like stood up to her a little bit. I don't know. That kind of threw me off because like they were just like chasing after him and she's just like bang 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 and he's just like, oh well, whatever. I'm just like, bro,
you gotta go with the flow. You know,
that disappointed me a little bit. But no, he has grown in a lot of areas that I do like. So but I'm still rooting for him. But Jesus Christ, I don't know.
Brandon, what are your thoughts about? Have you been keeping up with Chainsaw Man, Random?
Yeah, I just haven't read the last chapter, but I mean, even from what you guys have talked about, how Denji's acting, right? I think the one thing you have to, even from when Denji started, like the way he thinks, the way he grew up is so jacked up that expecting him to be like to understand these things, I think that's kind of being unfair to his backstory. But even this now, like his support system in part 2 is gone. Like I understand it's messed up, but it's gone. He's just trying to figure this out by himself, and unfortunately, he's just making the wrong decision, especially when it comes to him interacting with powerful women. And unfortunately, most of it feels like the more and more interactions he has with the War Devil and other powerful women. Obviously, when he interacts with Asa, it's great. The problem is whether it's Fujimoto's purposely doing that, he just doesn't interact with Asa a lot, especially lately. It's just like it's always the War Devil, and he's just used to being treated like that. That's why he's acting the way he is. That's why I look at him different. I just think he just hasn't been taught right. God, he didn't go to school until he was in high school. And one thing you said about school, not just because we're legally required to go there, it's also a place where you can work out your social tendencies, actually work through different social situations and learn how to navigate through that. He doesn't know any of that. So to say that, why is he doing this when you know why? He just doesn't have the social experience to work his way through that. Just because he's older doesn't mean he knows how to act in those ways. That's why I look at him, and I look at him as a really tragic figure. And I just want this guy to meet somebody like good for him. And that's just not the story, because he's never going to get better because of people he just constantly interacts with through him or Fujimoto doing that. He's just always taken advantage of because he's not there. He's not mental. He doesn't have the social experience to go through it. Sure, he's fighting through it, but he had Aki, he had power, he had people in part one who could help him figure those things out. Were they perfect? No, but he had those people. That's why some of my favorite chapters are when he's just living with them, because he's learning. He's picking up all these different experiences. He just doesn't have that, especially now that he has to be the guy, like in the social, like he was raising Nayuta, and I don't think he was wholly prepared for that at all. And he's paying for it now. It's unfair. It sucks, but now he's paying for it.
I think he's going to be with Asta, though. I think she'll be good for him.
She would be, but yeah, I agree with you, Serena. She absolutely would be. It's just that the War Devil's always interrupting, and it's unfair.
We're going to get her lobotomized out of there. Don't worry about it. She's going to eat it out of there.
We need that. So I was kind of looking up. So there's a few things that I'm like, will we get this, or when will it happen? I guess is the better question. First thing is, when is Power coming back in the story? Because they alluded to at the end of part one that he has to go find her. As of right now, he has not even attempted to go find her. So when is she coming back? And the other thing is, like, we got the Death Devil, we got the Famine Devil, we got the War Devil. There's 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. So in theory, there should be one more devil that's supposed to play an important role in this story. So I'm curious to see if they're going to pay that out as well, or will they kind of swerve us and say, no, the actual 4th one is maybe a Chainsaw Man or something like that, or maybe it's Power if she kind of changes. I don't know. There's different interpretations with the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse are, but death, famine, and war are definitely a part of that. So we'll see. But as of right now, do you guys think, for the people who are cheating Chainsaw Man, do you think we're gonna get 1, Power back, and 2, the 4th horseman of the apocalypse, so to speak?
I don't think Power should come back at this rate. It feels there's so much going on that unless Power's been there the whole time, even there, like, you're gonna have to like sell me that she's just been there the whole time. We just never realized it. And now, if Power comes back now, what does that do for the story? You know what I mean? It's like there's just so much time has passed, and obviously we don't know how far into part 2 we are, but it feels like we're hitting a climax, and then the story's going to ramp down. And I think the opportunity for Power to come back has come and gone.
I feel like they also made it very clear that, like, when a devil dies, they get reincarnated. So it's not going to be Power. Like, she also said, like, find the new me and be friends with the new me. So whatever the new Blood Devil is, it's going to be a different character. I do feel like we have to meet the new character because it was like a big part of the ending of part 1.
I agree.
But it's not. It can't be Power based off the history of how devils are. Like, if that's the case, then why wouldn't they just bring Makima back? They brought in a whole new control devil.
Power adjacent.
Yeah, I think he's supposed to move on from Power too. I think he's supposed to be able to see aspects of Power in other people, maybe, because we see that, like, with
Sorry, Serena. $5 super chat. Sauce to your belly. I can't believe you, Sauce. How dare you interrupt our guest while she's talking? That's so disgusting. $5 super chat. I finished season 1 of ReZero. Ending had me shook, interested how it plays out, and looking forward to understanding more of the world. And then he topped it off with a gifted membership Another gifted membership.
Another
That means
one.
you guys can watch the exclusive content we make on BSS for members only, such as the Game of Thrones reviews, such as me and Lonnie's Tower of God review, such as Santo's top 10s. So go make sure you guys go watch
Santo, we jumping Riddell after this. How dare you interrupt the queen one more time, Riddell?
that. How is it my fault? This blame them.
It's Women's History Month. You just interrupted her nonstop.
I know what is
Every
wrong with
time.
you guys?
Every time.
Every time.
What is
Let her
wrong
finish her
with
damn
you?
sentence.
I hear you, Sauce. I can't believe you.
She's an honored guest on this podcast.
Shame on
Let
you.
her finish her damn sentences.
Yeah, for sure, Sauce. Let her finish her damn sentence.
We don't worry, Serena. We got you. You jump.
Yeah, we got you.
Facts.
We ain't gonna let this chat interrupt you ever again.
What Maki did to our family is nothing. What we gotta do to you after this, Pablo. Go on.
I know what chat. I can't protect you from what Lonnie's gonna do to you.
It's all good.
That's why Aki's better than you know. But continue.
That's just on call for.
Top rope.
All right.
Yeah, I do think it's gonna be interesting because didn't they say that? Well, one thing we were supposed to get was when the Death Devil arrives, we'll see all of the other devils show up for their arrival, or at least all the big ones. Like I think, what was it? I think he was talking about the new Control Devil, and then also the Blood Devil will probably be there. I think.
Oh, that's an interesting way to introduce power. I'm not gonna lie. That'd be kind of
it'd
crazy.
be kind of cool if that happened.
No, that's kind of crazy to me. Ty, what were you thinking? You were about to say something about power coming back.
No, I think she's gonna come back because you set that up. So I don't think he's gonna not deliver on the promise he made to the audience. So, also I think that the conversation around Chainsaw Man, I'm enjoying part 2 a lot. I just think that it's a shame that some of the topics Fujimoto's covering are very much oversimplified when they're really serious topics, especially when it pertains to things with Denji. And again, this is it's a reason why I got moved to Shonen Jump Plus at Weekly Shonen Jump because it's now for adults now. I think Denji is such a realistic interpretation of a young boy who was introduced to things very early. A lot of young men experience this, and a lot of times it's due to older women. And I think his sex drive and things like that being heightened because of those experiences is extremely realistic. Being a slave to that because you were exposed to that so early is very realistic. A lot of people call Denji pathetic. He's a victim. He's a kid that was introduced to something extremely early, taken advantage of, and now he can't control himself because of that. Well, or a better way to put it, he can't control himself. He struggles to do so. That's a very realistic topic. I think that Fujimoto's handling that really well. It's very realistic. And also, I think the regression is necessary because right before you reach, like we talked about, reach the climax of the story, there's this thing called a character's lowest point, which is where their worldview they originally had, they don't believe in it anymore. You do it for chapter 1s. You do it for volumes, arcs. You do it for overarching stories. So, for example, in chapter 1, Naruto felt like Iruka didn't love him. Remember he was hiding behind the tree? That was when he felt like that was his lowest point. So Denji's right now, I think he just reached that where what he originally thought about making connections like that may not be able to happen, and that's why he's always down. That's why he's such a slave to his desires because what he really wants, he doesn't think he can actually obtain. So I actually think it's a good writing for him. Fujimoto's picking, man.
It just sucks. It just really sucks because every time I see him, or when Ty says people are saying Denji's pathetic, and I'm like, I don't want to do this, but like if you flip the genders, I feel like a lot of people would understand it a lot more. Like what Denji's going through, and it's just a shame because I literally wish I wish I could sit down with Fujimoto and ask him, why have you taken Asa this much away from Denji? Like one of my favorite parts of part 2 is when they go on that date. Sure, it was a horrendous date technically at certain parts, but it was also realistic. It was amazing. It was about like a guy was just like, I don't really know what I'm doing. And then eventually she's like, I like fish. And then she starts talking about fish. And he's just like, he's genuinely interested. And I don't, obviously I've never gone on an aquarium date. even when I was younger. I've never done that. But but that idea of just like, okay, this girl I'm talking to, she's genuinely interested in something, and I'm like, just tell me about it. And that what's the right way? The interaction they have. I'm not going to call intimacy, the connection. Thank you. The connection that they have when you see them talk. And that's why I'm just mad, because like it's like every time he's like, oh my God, there's a chance for him to talk to Asa again, the War Devil just shows up. And he's just like, I don't, and it's like she just plays him in a way that like you'd like to believe that he'd be smart enough to understand it, but whatever those desires are, like Ty says, he's not a slave to it, like he struggles against it so badly, because if he even interacted with Asa, let's just say 2 or 3 more times, maybe he'd fight more. But every time he goes to talk to the one person who he's kind of cool with in the story, because Nayuta's gone, the dogs are gone, his place where he lives is gone, like he never gets to. It's always this damn War Devil. And it's like, oh, she reminds me of Makima a lot. So I remember when I used to do all this for Makima, so I'm just going to keep doing it, because it makes me feel like it takes the pain away, or this is what I think it is, or it just numbs the pain. Like I'm very sad every time I read a chapter after a chapter for Denji. That's all I feel right now, because I want him to figure it out, and I hope people understand that. Like, just look at how he grew up. I understand that other people grew up worse, but this is how Fujimoto's writing the story. It's not Miura. It's not this. It's not that. It's how Fujimoto's writing it. So that's why it sucks like that. And maybe if he grew up like, even let's say like Deku, where he didn't have a dad, but he had a loving parent at home, some people's like criticisms of Denji would matter more to me, but they don't, because he just doesn't have that foundation at all. Bro was trying to clear, he sold his Tesco to pay some debt. What preteen is doing that? What preteen's doing that? What preteen selling his eye to pay debt? He had to kill his father. Like, think about all the things that Denji has gone through, the struggle, the trenches, the lowest of trenches. That's what Denji's been through. And then I see people say, oh, you shouldn't be doing this, you shouldn't be doing that. And Lonnie, I'm not taking a shot at you, it's at other people, where I'm like, you haven't understood what Denji has gone through for you to take the stance that you have. That's why I look at Denji like he's such a tragic main character right now.
Yeah. Do you guys think this is going to be the end of Chainsaw Man, like part 2, is it? Or do you see another part on the horizon?
After part 1, we thought it was done, right?
Oh, they set it up at the end like he's gonna go to high school. So that's why the only reason I was like, oh, wait, well, maybe.
Yeah. I mean, it really depends, because like I said, there's that aspect of one more horseman to fit the kind of quartet of devils, which could be an interesting element. Maybe introducing power again could be leading into the aspect of something else bigger for the story. Maybe the eventuality of the series is getting rid of devils altogether, which probably would take another part to do. It's really hard to say, because for me, since the beginning of Chainsaw Man, I didn't see really a direction for the story. I think it was a very reactionary story in terms of the situations happening around Denji. I still think it's like that. So they honestly have the leeway to kind of do whatever you want until you kind of get tired of it. And if you want it to be a situation where the story ends with Denji doing the thing that he wanted to do for his entire life, I don't got to say it, then I guess so. But I personally, my personal opinion, I do think part 2 will be the end of Chainsaw Man.
The only way I see a part 3 is if they try to make it like so where you meet the Blood Devil at the end, or Devil gets what she wants, whatever this crazy plan is, and then that would lead to like a part 3. Especially if like Denji inadvertently like helps her achieve her goal, and like part 3 is him trying to like fix it, and that's like his full arc moment of him like realizing like the things that he's dealing with now in terms of like his sexual problems and all that stuff, like how that's been hurting him overall in other areas. If that's like the whole coming of full circle moment, I could see there being a part 3, but it should probably end in part 2, but I could see them dragging it. So But Fujimoto works on like so many things at the same time, so I don't know if he wants to still do Chainsaw Man, because he has like what 4 or 5 other things he's working on. So
Well, I think he's just focusing on Chainsaw Man, but he did say that he wanted to focus on writing more so than illustrating and writing at the same time. Because I mean, he's so prolific. He just loves coming up with stories, and he's been writing a lot of shorts since he was a teenager. So I could see him after part two just really going in on more stories and pumping out lots of good material, and then having one of his other like his assistants do the art, and so it could still have a bit of that Fujimoto feel to it.
I love his short stories.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's good stuff.
I don't care what Mappa says, because they're like, oh, we're going to animate all his work. Do not animate Fire Punch. Please don't animate Fire Punch. For the love
they're
of
probably
God.
gonna do it.
Please, I'm begging you.
I mean, it's kind of weird that they're animating canceled series now, because now they're animating Black Torch for some reason. So I can see them animating Fire Punch too. I'm gonna be honest. If they're animating canceled series, the sky's the limit. Sky's the limit. Any final words in terms of the Chainsaw Man topic?
If they animate Fire Punch, it'll do more harm than good. I promise you.
All right. With that said, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to move on to the big conversation on the block. Invincible season 3 has officially ended. There was a finale that happened recently, and I guess I'll kind of leave it here. I'll keep it open ended. How do we feel about the finale of Invincible?
Oh, I got a dip, but thanks for having me. And yeah, it's really fun.
Thank you, Serena, for putting up with Riddell.
Yeah.
Blaming me is crazy.
Right.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
See ya.
Peace.
All right. Another great guest coming on the show. We like having guests on. We'll try to have more guests on. We had Briggs recently. We have Serena. And next week, I'm thinking, this is my thought process, we can go 2 directions. And it could be a direction that involves, cartoons. Or it can involve superhero shows. Either or. We know someone very close that probably would very much enjoy that conversation. So we'll talk about how we want to do our top 10s next week. But with that said, Invincible season 3.
Haven't we already done superhero shows?
Top 10s. We haven't done a top 10 rankings for the superhero shows.
Okay. All right, man. Lonnie, because you say you watched it twice. I still like the ending of one better.
You're like cutting in and out. I have no idea.
Yeah.
Can y'all hear me now? Better?
Yeah.
Okay. I still like the ending of season 1 better, but the ending of season 3 is very close to me. Like, look, Conquest is fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. It was a fantastic episode. Overall, I still like season 1 better than I like season 3. But like I said, for the ending episodes, I think it's very close. And the one thing I'll say about, I didn't feel, Santos said this about the Nolan Mark fight, and going back, and because I watched it after I watched the last episode of season 3, I went back and watched the last episode of season 1. That uncomfortability that Nolan, like, just beating the shit out of his son. I'm sorry for cussing, but I think that needs to be said. That I still get uncomfortable. Like, Conk was just some random dude, if you really think about it. Like, I think the familial ties between Omni-Man and Mark, and that really made it a little different. It just made it stand out a little bit more. But Conquest also was like, hey, bro, you ain't need to do all those people like that. That's why I'm telling you, it's like they're both on the same tier to me. I would just put season 1 ending just right in front of it.
The reason,
Okay.
if you want to go first, you can go.
I actually put season 3 ending over season 1. Sure, I think the fight was more impactful in terms of how visceral it was, to Omni-Man literally beating the dog shit out of Mark. But I think the fight with Conquest led to something more impactful, where Mark is literally saying that Oliver, you were right. I am not. I'm literally just gonna kill everybody that tries to do bad. Like to see how season 1 ended, that Mark was like broken, like depressed, sad. What do I do? To where he's just tired. He's just exhausted. Like, you know what? I'm always trying to do the right thing. You know what? I'm done. Like you're just getting snuffed out. If I see you do, if you're doing bad things, you're just gonna die. I'm just gonna end the problem before it even gets crazy. And I think that is more impactful to me than the first ending.
Yeah, if we're talking uncomfortability, what Conquest did to Oliver. Oliver's still a child. He knocked all his teeth out, and then he started ripping. Like he tried to rip him in half. That was uncomfortable to watch.
And
Like,
then whispered to Mark.
yeah. Also, what he did to Adam Eve, and then we see Adam Eve gargling, like trying not to die, and then uncomfortability. Mark bones out his arm, smashing Conquest's head in, saying, "Is this what you wanted? Is this what you like?" Just nonstop smash. He could have stopped like 5 smashes ago because it just keeps, and then the noise it's making over and over and over again. You're just like, yo, Mark is just crashing out, but like we understand why he's crashing out. And then of course, like the similar scene where like he's going through the beach and all the other. Then I saw the kid lose the arm that when he was holding his mom. Like it brought everything together. Like, yeah, ending season 1 was great, but just how helpless I feel like Mark, because we saw Mark come a long way from season 1 to season 3. So like your initial thought is like it's not gonna be the same. But in a lot of ways, it was way worse. Like Nolan didn't beat his ass as badly as Conquest beat his ass. Both his arms broken, his legs broken. You see him dangling, flying. You see what he did to Adam Eve. You see what he does across the cities and stuff like that. It just like, especially like with the child aspect of Oliver, like Oliver thinking like he's the hot shit. The smack was hilarious. I did laugh at the smack. But then like when he loses all the teeth, and then you see Oliver crying, and like that's also a big moment for Oliver, because it's like, oh, yeah, I have these powers, but there's still levels to this, and maybe I should finally listen to what people tell me. Because Mark kept on screaming, "You need to leave." He didn't want to leave, and then next thing you know, he's getting almost torn in half. And yeah, just I feel like the morality aspect of it, how Conquest was like pushing Mark, and how Conquest was testing everybody, and I just feel like that gave like more gravity, especially like how Mark finally, like a part of him gave up, a part of him that like I need to be that hero, and he that died that day. The hero part didn't die when Nolan beat his ass. Him seeing what he did to Oliver, what he made him do to all those people, and what we did to Adam Eve, that killed something inside Mark, and we got to see the result of that. Also, him screaming for Cecil. When last time he was talking to Cecil, he wanted to kill that man, and he's screaming, begging for Cecil. Cecil got a coffee in his hand, just sipping, watching, not doing shit. Hey, I'm Cecil. I'm staying out that shit too. But he's screaming for Cecil, broken bones, and we saw how far he had to go just to win. So,
yeah, Invincible season 3 finale, I do think was just better, but I do think season 1 finale left an impression because it was so out of nowhere, right? To see a scene like that of a dad beating his son as badly as he did, they made memes of Nolan for years at this point. Mm-hmm. But this situation is probably Mark's first time where he felt truly defeated against something that is pure evil. And the thing is, Mark actually tried to reason with him, because we've seen actually multiple times when Mark is fighting an enemy, he tries to talk to the person. Conquest was not the person you talked to. And Conquest even beat the crap out of him for trying to talk to him, for trying to surrender. Conquest, are you trying to surrender right now? And then he just made it worse. Mark came across something that he's never came across before with so much overwhelming power, with something that legit was about to take everything away from him right in front of him. And Mark had no way to beat him. Honestly, no, not honestly. Objectively, Mark got lucky because of Eve. Eve was the MVP of this conflict. Hey, we made that clip and we wanted Eve to do more. 2 episodes later, Eve did more. She went crazy. And I think we knew that when she unlocks her power, she was going to be strong. But what was most impressive to me is before she unlocked her powers, how she was using her abilities to even hold Conquest back. I think that was the most impressive couple of minutes I've seen from Eve. I've never seen her made the density of air heavier in a fight before. I'm like, you should be doing this more. You should be using that brain of yours more. So Eve was the MVP of this fight because it gave Mark the opportunity and gave Mark the motivation to finally snap and take out Conquest for good. So this was the most important moment, not only for, and Conquest and him are not the only things that happened in this fight. This series, it ended with the squids are about to F everything up. Those squid monsters are about to go crazy. And now we have a demon that's going to be looking for they might be swerving us, but we're thinking it's Mark that they're going to go after. So now we got a whole squid army that can, the moment it touches you, you're mind control. And then we got super demons that are more than likely probably the only thing as strong as them is probably Mark. So it's only going to get worse from here. Oh. Not even mentioning we still got the Viltrumites that more than likely, Conquest is dead and are going to be pissed. So this laid up bigger plot points with a different Mark, with one of the craziest fight Mark has ever been through, and the biggest W Mark has ever had, and the biggest character moment Eve had, and the funeral for the freaking goat, Rex.
And he got cheeks after.
The improvements. Let's just say that.
Yeah, this man.
Go ahead, Ty.
It went crazy.
One thing I learned in storytelling as I've been studying is that you can never have too much conflict, and Invincible does a great job of that. There's always so much conflict going on, which I think is really good. I said this I think last week, and we were talking about it on Instagram. Is that I think Mark right now is going through a negative character arc 1000%. The fact that his whole thing of his story was after that interaction with Omni-Man in the season 1, his whole perception of the world changed there, right? Like, I think that he has been becoming more aggressive. Like, I think at the beginning of season 2, when Cecil was telling him, bro, take a break, and then he banged the table. That was that was the beginning. And then Cecil said, you know who else acted this way? I think he was been trying so hard not to be like Omni-Man that he's slowly becoming him. And I think that's the point. Even the fact that his whole thing about, I don't want to help out anyone who, I don't think we should work with anybody that kills, but you helped your father. I don't think that's a bad thing as far as his character. Because I think that's the point, is that he's meant to have flaws in his worldview, and then he'll eventually learn the correct answer. Like, even the fact that he's himself willing to kill now proves that everything he said before, there was holes in his argument. Mm-hmm. And so I think that he will eventually come around. I think a big part of the story is that people can overcome their worst mistakes. The fact that Omni-Man has become a good guy is evidence of that. The fact that Mark is about to make many mistakes is evidence of that. The fact that Darkwing sacrificed himself is evidence of that. The fact that Cecil is still like, so I think that Mark's worldview is a little bit immature. It's reasonable. It makes sense why you want to work with a guy like Sinclair. He turned your one of your best friends partners into a robot, into a monster, essentially. Even though it's kind of cool, you got superpowers now. It's kind of cool, but still, it makes sense. But I think that the bigger conflict of, we got to stop these Viltrumites. You need Sinclair. You just do. Like, y'all do. Like, y'all would be dead without them. Now, that doesn't mean that Cecil did everything right. That doesn't mean that. But I just think that Mark has to understand. And ironically enough, my theory is, I know I'm being long-winded, my theory is that Omni-Man would be one of the characters that helps Mark realize that people can be better than their mistakes, because he's evidence of that.
I'm 100% with you. And that's why I was so even like I said, Mark was never one of my favorites, but there's on this story of how to be a hero, I think is so fascinating. And now exactly what Ty said, we're now reaching the point where he's going to his lowest point, where that entire kind of that entire ideal of like not killing, being this absolute good guy is thrown out the window. And we're probably going to see the darkest version of Mark we've ever seen. And that's when he's going to have to pick himself all the way up to become the hero that he always wanted or was always meant to be. So I'm super interested and I like it. I do think Omni-Man will be huge for his story arc. I think Eve will be huge for his story arc. And I think low-key, Oliver has been doing a good job. Ever since he had that conversation with Debbie, I think he's been locked in.
Yeah.
So I think Oliver will be huge for a story arc as well.
Random, they ain't ready. They ain't ready for what's.
Yeah, you're right, Lonnie. So the thing is, me and Lonnie have read all the way through, so we know what's going to happen. The problem is the author's adding some like new content, so that's why I'm hesitant to talk about some other things. But you guys are right. Now, the one thing I will say about season is how the many different ways that Mark was challenged. The characters who've done about faces, like you said. Shout out to Rex, man. Like, shout out to him for real, because his character arc from where he started to where he ended was amazing, and it's heartbreaking that like how him and Shrinking Ray they just they never got their happy ending. But there are also certain things that I wish the anime, or I call it the story or the show did. Like, I think the Invincible War should have been an hour. The Invincible War is it's a way better comic than was depicted on TV. I think they should have, because in the comic it's an issue, and that works, right? It works in an issue, but Amazon is able to give $1 billion to freaking Lord of the Rings, which it's a bigger property, but to really get a hold of how crazy the Invincible War is, you should have stated it. Turn that into an hour. Show how crazy it actually is, that basically the entire planet's under attack by different marks. How everybody's and even the thing at Rex's funeral where you just show Shrinking Ray, she gets like this quick little scene where she's on her knees crying, where you should be like, bro, you spent all this time getting us to, and at certain points they were better than Mark and Eve. Rex and Ray were, in my opinion. There are certain points that were better. It was better written. You just enjoyed their moments better. You should have like just commit to Ray breaking down. Let us just get a full scene of that where she just letting it all go and whatever. And I'm still sitting there like, man, I'm gonna stay in my time, Brett. Fuck Immortal and fuck Duplicate. Because sure, she felt everything, but she was never 10 toes down. And Immortal talk all this mess when Mark ain't there. The way Immortal talk, you thought he would be the first dude to pull up to try and get some of that smoke with Conquest. Nah, he was, he was. It was like a Skype meeting, and he's the one dude watching somebody else get cussed out, and his mic is on mute, not saying nothing. So it was an amazing season. Like I could talk about season 1. Maybe we'll do that in another video. But you guys are absolutely right. It's very curious now, because I know there's some original content coming up in the next season. So Lonnie, I want to say some stuff, but I can't, because I don't know how much new content he's bringing in.
So I have some info on that. So the demon that we saw at the end of the episode.
Are you about to spoil something crazy?
No, I'm not spoiling. I'm not spoiling. So originally, because it's not in the comics, but the author said originally it was supposed to be in like where season 1 was. It was supposed to be in season 1, but he felt that it would have extended the whole Nolan Mark situation, and so he scrapped it. So it's originally a story that was supposed to be in season 1 in the comics, but like he wanted to push along the Nolan Mark storyline, like when Omni-Man finally goes rogue. So like he scrapped that, but he's like, oh, I have that and other storylines that I wanted to put into the comics, but I felt like it kind of took away from some of the main storylines. So is it kind of filler? I guess, but like, because he also said like he wants to flesh out the story with the animated series, but he doesn't want to change the direction or really change what the major events. So these extra stories, I guess they're comic fillers, but it's what he wanted. And I actually really, I like it, especially like because we don't know like I don't think they really went into like the whole demon realm and stuff like that. So we getting like more lore, and also I think in 2 weeks, no, I think in 3 weeks, he's dropping the War Beast comics.
Mm-hmm.
So that's gonna be interesting, and then eventually that might get a animated spinoff as well because we all love War Beast. So
I also think the way the comic is structured, it makes sense for him to have some stories that to just kind of help fill up some episodes. And I'm not just saying that as filler to just kind of make the story go along, because if he's just following the story completely, he'd run through it. He'd run through it very quickly. So he's done a lot of really good things, like to like, for instance, like Rex is a perfect example of that. Rex did make a turn, but they really fleshed it out in season 3 to make you really fall in love with him, to really forgive him for everything that he's done, and then to just take it away from you. Like Rex is a clear example of them. Like, okay, now that we have a little extra time, Amazon's fully behind us. They're throwing in the money, and we're gonna support it.
And I'm gonna let Santo defend Cecil, but before Santo goes, I just want to say that right now, as we know, Conquest is like what being held down by 400 tons. And if you guys remember in season 1, Nolan, who Cecil admitted is way weaker than Conquest, was able to easily move a meteor the size of Texas, which I'm pretty sure
400 tons of man-made equipment. I need Santo to defend Cecil. I need to understand how.
But before Santo says that,
okay, I'm not gonna say any spoilers or anything like that happens in the future. But
you don't even need to.
Cecil's an idiot.
I got to say something unrelated. RP to Rex, bro. I was sad.
Yeah.
I was like, dang, they got my nigga, bro. Listen, now for me, I never hated Rex. I thought he was always funny. He was funny as hell. Like,
he was funny as he was.
He was a dick, but that nigga was funny. So I always liked Rex. But then he started becoming a good dude. I was like, dang, I didn't expect, like, they killed the comedic relief. How did they do that?
I felt bad for y'all while y'all was watching, because I was like, they ain't ready. I can't say nothing.
That's go ahead, Santo. I had to say,
if you're easily moved a meteor the size of Texas, Santo, you live in Texas. Easily moved a meteor the size of Texas, but he wants to hold down Conquest with some metal. Go ahead, floor's yours.
I mean, before I go into that, if you're Mark, do you feel any type of way the way Adam Eve was talking about Rex at the funeral?
No.
I kind of was like, but then I was like, he died. You know,
exactly
why he died.
I was like, my first everything. I was like, that's true, but I can't be salty about it because the nigga dead, bro. You know,
that'd be kind of wild. You're salty about the dude, especially
he's dead.
friends with him.
Like he's dead.
Also, Rex set them up too. He was pushing them to be together. So
and then it would also be different if they didn't have the interaction that they had. You know, they got to really know each other. Like they're somebody. Now, I guess in a weird way, I can kind of see where you're coming from. Yeah, like I can feel why you feel that way. But like Sauce said, like Mark handled it the right way, and they got some cheeks. Everybody won in the end, except for
bro. If you're salty in that situation,
Santo, I got your back, kind of.
Oh yeah,
yeah, I got your back.
There's nothing of him left anyway. It ain't like they can go to Sinclair and put him back together. He's gone.
I got your back a little bit, Santo. A little bit.
But yeah, like they were saying, I don't give Cecil any fault in what he did and how he's doing things. Sure, we know how strong the Viltrumite is. He has a packed up, one-armed Conquest in what if he moves, it explodes. He has the sound wave thing.
Comic people, turn your cameras off.
I'll tell like
it's not. No.
I'm just laser that like costs like $1 trillion to use.
Let him finish. Let Santo finish.
I want you to spoil an accident.
I'm not gonna say nothing.
No, but I don't blame Cecil in doing any of that. In the position that he is in, I'm going to try everything that I can. If it works out in the end, I don't know. And if it doesn't, I still don't blame the decision that he made. He's doing everything that he thinks is possible to
You
gain
tripping.
some kind of advantage. I don't blame him for that in the position that he's in.
Can I say this
You
real
can't
quick?
experiment on a corpse like
Hold on,
they're
can
doing
I
already.
say this real quick? Now, Santo, you know I'm saying Cecil, right? And I still am, kind of. Here's the thing. There's two ways I look at this. One, that's not going to hold him. Conquest will break out and probably slaughter everybody. Now, that's probably going to happen. However, the only thing I'm thinking about is like they don't have any information on the Viltrumites. So my thing is like when you're dealing with war, you're gonna have to take risks. Now, this is a crazy risk, but I understand the thought process of we need some type of information so we can prepare because we have nothing. We don't. The Viltrumites can be headed us tomorrow without information, like without us knowing, which how to conquest wouldn't matter anyways. If 50 Viltrumites pulled up, conquest being there is irrelevant. 51 to 50 Viltrumites, it don't matter. So I get the risk, but you have to take risks when you're preparing for war. Now, it's dangerous. This is a very dangerous, it's a big risk.
It for sure is my alternative.
50 on it because you need information, but this is crazy. So
But
I
will say they have an alternative that is workable. And with the what's his name? What is Cecil's right hand man's name?
The android dude.
Yeah.
Oh, Donald.
Donald. Just take his brain out. Just take his brain out. You have plenty of technology. Find something to hook him up to it and get information that way. Don't leave him intact with that body. That's what my alternative would be, and I feel like they would be able to do that considering they were able to remake an entire body for Donald just with his brain. So if they could do that, I mean, I don't see why they can't do it with this Viltrumite. And you go like, hey, we can't break open his skin. Mark, can you just take his brain out? You know, we'll burn his body. We just need the brain.
Was there anything special with Donald that gave them the ability to do that?
Not to my knowledge.
That's the only thing I'm gonna say is that's
a regular human.
Yes, to the best of my knowledge, yes.
From what I've seen, I would say yes.
And Santo, this is what I'm gonna say. You're right, Ty. You're right. You're both absolutely right. You need the information. You gotta take risks. The only problem is conquest, and I'm not talking about comic stuff. I'm just talking about from what the show told us. Conquest is the wrong one to try this.
Random, I agree.
And the wrong one.
The only addendum I would have accepted is if Mark was fully aware of this, because at least you'd have like a subduing factor a part of it.
Mm-hmm.
I think Cecil's massively underestimating this.
Fucking tripping.
I agree. I
he
agree.
showed up and saw when mind you, like you said, when Mark, all else is failing, Mark is like, Cecil, help me. That should have been your notice to be like, this ain't the one to try this with. That's the only problem. It could have been one of the Viltrumites that jumped Alan the alien in front of his wife. Fine. Conquest is the wrong one. And that's the problem.
Can I say super quick? Here's the thing. So I don't think he should have told Mark if he wants his plan to go through because Mark wouldn't allow it.
Mark would have killed him. Mark would have killed Conquest. Yeah.
Yeah. So either now I don't disagree with y'all. When I saw that, I was like, again, you have to take this risk, but let's wait for another Viltrumite to come and do this to them. You know, maybe,
absolutely,
maybe. Now here's the thing: you don't know if you can get the opportunity.
That's
what I'm saying. Maybe next time Tim will come. You don't know that, and that's what I like about this decision from just a writing perspective is that it makes the tension crazy. You don't know for all he knows. 15 Viltrumites can come tomorrow. Matter of fact, and then think about it. 20 marks just came yesterday.
We were there yesterday. Yeah.
So you don't know what's gonna happen. You just don't.
So,
like,
Ty, my
so
suggestion. My
so
suggestion
you
would
have
have
to
been.
take the. So you, I guess my last thing. I understand the idea of like you have to take this opportunity while it's here because you, again, if 3 Viltrumites come tomorrow, it's over. The planet's done.
Lonnie, before you go, Ty, insider knowledge. I'm taking 3. I'm taking 10. I'm taking 15 before that nigga Conquest, bro.
True, but you know what? But here's the thing, right? I don't trust that Mark can be. Here's my thing, right? Here's the thing, right? I think from a strength perspective, yes, but from the Viltrumite we've seen, some of them are more ruthless. Some of them might not go as easy. So let's say, for example, those 3 Viltrumites. Let's say Mark fights one. I'm not confident Mark can beat one on a top tier one on his own. The other ones will probably just rip Oliver apart and Eve. They're not going to play around, and because Conquest, if he wanted to, this episode ends in 5 seconds. If he wanted to kill Mark, Mark is dead. Mm-hmm. If he wanted to kill Oliver in one punch, he could have. You know what I'm saying? And so my thing is, some of these other Viltrumites might not have that thrill to play around and have fun. They might just, all right, let's just kill him and just get it over with.
I hear
under that scenario, 3 Viltrumites might be worse. I don't know.
No, I hear everything that you guys are saying, and I'm not saying you guys are wrong, but in that I'm putting myself in Cecil's position in who he works for and what his job is. At that point, I have a broken down Conquest who I can try to get information from, who I can study a living body of a Viltrumite, get something. I need something because I just saw what he did. I need to try something. Like risk reward, the reward is great. The risk is high as well. But at that point, Conquest is broken. This right now, it is the best point to do something like this.
So my only question to y'all is
pack him up after you do whatever quickly.
The problem is Cecil's not going to do that. He's going to keep him alive to try and get as much as possible.
And that's what I'm asking. Are you guys looking at information he can gather from his corpse, or like you think Conquest is going to sit there and just let you have a conversation with him?
Hell no.
I'm not just talking about. I don't think so either. Having a conversation with him, at least try it, sure. But I mean, if I can experiment on a living body of a Viltrumite, I'm gonna take it.
That means you have to get him out that $10.
You know something else I thought of? Now, again, I don't know if this is gonna work. It won't work, actually. I don't. If I were Cecil, I would say, listen, man, you like to fight and cut loose. How would you join our side? You can kill. Hey, man, listen.
I gotta turn.
This would never happen.
I gotta turn my camera off. I gotta turn my camera off.
I know this would never happen.
Ty. What the fuck was that?
Hey, Conquest, we saved you. We gave you a tank to chill in. You might as well just join us, bro.
Guys, understand. Honestly, guys, I know this would never happen, but honestly, is this plan really crazier than the one that he's doing right now? Come on, bro, it's crazy. Now,
low key.
To be fair,
you think it's crazier?
This is what you're saying.
Listen, bro. I'm also saying, obviously, I know this is not going to happen. I know he's not going to say he joined our side. He's going to join him. Sure. I'm just saying that this nigga wants to fight people. He wants to cut loose. Bro, get your own people, bro.
Just saw everything.
You've done it before. Again, I know this is not gonna happen, but
try shit.
You can just, bro. And I'm also saying that because I'm saying the situation is so desperate. So one, he's gonna try, because he said when he wakes up, tells everything you know. He's trying to get information about the Viltrumite Empire. That's very obvious. He's probably trying to figure out how ways to keep. Remember, they were testing on Nolan's blood and all that stuff, trying to figure out how to. I think it was Mark. I don't know if it was Marcus Nolan's in season 1. They're trying to do all that. They're trying to figure out how to kill a Viltrumite, how many Viltrumites are left, et cetera, et cetera.
Why don't you just gotta take advantage of every situation that you have. The reason the sound wave thing worked is because he actually got to see a living Viltrumite go through something that actually weakened him. Why not just try shit at this point?
Because Santo, when he wakes up and kills everybody and leaves and comes back with 15 Viltrumites, what do you do?
Santo, that's the problem. It's not just the fact you saw a mentally deranged Viltrumite.
He
Mark-
loves pain. He
Mark-
loves. You
Mark-
can't torture him.
I
No,
believe
no,
in
no.
high risk, high reward. The reward is not worth it.
The reward is that's my and I'm only
That's
talking
where we
about this from the
fundamentally
show,
disagree.
Santo. Let me turn my camera back on.
From the show. Random.
Santo, it's literally he gives them info or they get nothing, and they're gonna get nothing.
So this is the
And you
problem.
can't guarantee the information is given you is correct.
Is it right? You
Absolutely.
can't force them to tell you the truth either. Yeah.
So the problem is like Santo, it's just the man's so mentally deranged, and I'm telling you this straight off the show's knowledge, not what's happening in the future. He's just so mentally deranged. When he told Mark how lonely he was, Cecil, you saw that shit.
Not just that, Random.
Time out.
When Mark said, real quick, Ty, when Mark said, "Is this what you wanted?" He's like, "Oh, I take the good with the bad." You torture him, he's gonna be like, "Yeah, do it again."
You know something else? Actually, I thought about this. Has Mark told Cecil and them about Alan and the Coalition of Planets?
I
think he did in season 2.
I don't think so.
I don't.
I
think
thought you
so.
did.
Off the top of my head, I don't think so.
I mean, it's possible he knows because he has Mark's entire house bugged. So it's possible that Mark told
When is
Debbie.
he-
It's
When
Mark.
did he-
When it's possible Mark told.
But also,
Debbie.
Immortal could have told Cecil because Immortal saw Alan, so maybe he
Yeah.
doesn't know that way.
No, true, but I don't think there's anything suggesting that he's aware, like in the story. I don't think there's anything because to me, Alan's finding out information. You feel me?
Yeah, of course.
And so I'm looking at Mark's like Mark. Sit down with Cecil, talk about everything you've learned from Alan because he's gonna come back for more information. Y'all need to sit down and plan. That to me is crazy. Whatever Alan has told you, like, because they found out, didn't Alan find out about like, yo, they only got like 50 Viltrumites left.
Yeah,
Something crazy.
I think
When Alan drops that information, I'm gonna say this real quick. When Alan gets the information back to Mark, Mark needs to run to the Pentagon to tell Cecil. Like,
Oh, of course.
like if he don't, I'm be looking at him sideways, bro.
No, so that's just the thing. Like, when you're looking at Conquest, he's such a ticking bomb that whatever information you could get from him, which by the way, the man's gonna be capping his ass off when he's just entertaining you.
I don't know. He might be an honest man.
You saw you want to go? We can go watch the last episode again, Ty. And
He was honest with Mark. He was
honest.
honest.
You want to know why he was
man.
honest? Because he was beating the nigga's ass.
Wait,
That's why he was honest. The boy wasn't.
Oh.
They didn't at one point on the beach stop and sit down on some lawn chairs and have a conversation. Nah, he was swinging. So unless
That
he's
was like a
trying to go,
Viltrumite version of that.
And Ty,
bro.
there's 50.
You know?
He said there was like 50 pure-blooded Viltrumites left.
Oh yeah, cool. Well, that's still some sort of advantage. That it's not like
No, I mean there's still hundreds. There's still thousands.
he's just not the one, man.
True.
That's the best way to say it. The plan makes sense. I'm not mad at it. Maybe throw some more tons on that because 500 tons ain't shit, right? The sound thing ain't shit. Because you want to know what happened? Fucking Conquest reached side his own head, pull that shit out. He's fucking that crazy. You just
You saw Mark was able to fly through the sound shit.
yeah.
I wonder if there was
What he's gonna be able to do.
I wonder if there was a way, and obviously there's probably no pot. If this was possible, like if you could just amputate his limbs, I feel like he would still break out anyways. But if you could just amputate his limbs,
He's an angry paraplegic.
I ain't gonna lie, Conquest as nubs would be crazy, but I feel like it'd still be powerful.
Looking like the Soul King.
That's
Yo,
what.
yeah.
Look, the more and more I think about it, the more and more Riddell's right. You should have just done that.
You experiment on his dead body.
Try to take his brain out.
Take his brain out.
Take his brain.
Take his brain out and experiment on the Viltrumite body.
Yeah, there's so many positives there because one, you get information on a stronger Viltrumite body that's a pure blood, and you get the possibility of extracting information from his brain since you've created cyborgs with brains before.
Especially
You know what,
you make
though?
that
That's not as
cyborg.
spicy though.
You make that
Okay.
cyborg. You make that cyborg weak as fuck. You make that cyborg weak as fuck. That Cecil could beat him up, and that's how you do it.
Ain't
Yeah.
y'all more?
Get the android no
Riddell,
arms.
I agree with you, Riddell, but this is more exciting. Come on,
It is more exciting. Hey, I hear you. It's definitely more exciting. I will also say this. So people like Conquest, they are a wild card. I don't although do not bank on reasoning with people like him, but if he can't get what he wants and if he's just in limbo, there's a possibility that he doesn't care about allegiance. Because I don't think he's absolutely 100. I don't think it's like even with Nolan, where he's like, yeah, I'm just super allegiant to the Viltrumite cause. Conquest made it very clear. He just wants to destroy shit. So there's ways to play into something that simplistic, but you have to have the power to force to even make him consider an alternative mindset. And right now, Cecil does not have that power. Not even close. So
you have the power to stop fucking Invincible.
Yeah.
Let's keep it a stack. Fuck Immortal. All the homies hate Immortal.
Cecil wild, man. But how bad do we think Mark is gonna crash out next season?
100%.
He's gonna have some shit. That's all I'm saying.
100%. I think his view on justice just went straight. I think this show does very good in showing that justice isn't really black and white. There is a lot of gray area. I think Mark chose a side. It's like, you do bad, you getting packed up. Like, I'm done.
Shout out Injustice Superman.
And real quick, random, how do you think they're gonna feel when like they see who the real headache eventually will be?
It's gonna be like,
sounds like a spoiler.
No,
Yeah.
The way I'm gonna describe it. Remember when people first met Jiren, and how mind blown they were because he was just such a mountain for Goku to climb.
Y'all talking about homie whose name start with a T?
Yes.
Okay.
Got the tightest and sharpest fade in the land. Let's keep it a stack.
Oh, I wasn't talking about him. I was like the future headache.
Oh no.
Yeah, they ain't ready for that.
Yeah, just stop there. Just
The future. It's gonna come way left field. It's gonna be way.
You're giving too much information. You might just stop there.
I was talking about Miles, homie with a T. Y'all ain't
the greatest fade. The greatest fade.
The greatest fade in history. Greatest. I'm
When
talking.
they first introduce him, it's gonna be a close up of his fade first, and then
that's what it should be.
Fade and then...
with a Cuban link on. Like, what are we talking about?
Are you talking the Emperor?
Yeah.
Okay.
But when he shows up, oh my god, Santo, don't read the comic, man. That's what I'm gonna say. Don't read the comic.
I've dabbled.
You gonna do something to Mark? You gonna be sure. By the way, I will say this: it was smarter of them to remove the Amber DV plotline because that didn't need it. But Anissa, I don't think they should skip the Anissa part. It's too important.
Well,
I think they might. It's too controversial.
Riddell says no because he thinks that they can just skip it. They literally can't for a lot of reasons. So
it's too important.
It's too like it, and the author said that they're not deviating from the story. So,
and I do understand that it is women's month, but Powerplex's wife, she should be punched in both kneecaps multiple times.
Yo, pour it out for that kid, man. Pour it out for that kid.
Pour it for that baby.
Yeah, man.
Facts. His wife sucks.
She's a true. She was the true villain in that.
Malcolm was the manipulator. She right there up with her.
She was a true villain in that.
She is trash. Powerplex, he don't get no leeway, but she is wild.
All that man needed was some therapy. At one point, he was like, "It's done. It's not gonna work. It's over." She's like, "Nah."
She's like, "Nah.
I got a plan."
I just don't understand how he saw all that. When he saw the view of Omni-Man just holding Invincible by the back of his head, and you saw the thing, and then Invincible and you're like, "Fuck, Invincible's still the problem."
After what happens when you have a snake living with you?
He's an idiot, bro.
A snake in your bed.
Fantastic season.
All right.
Fantastic season.
With that said, we're gonna run a gauntlet, and then we'll see what we want to do after that if we want to start wrapping it up. But this is a gauntlet. This gauntlet is one-off villains for the most part, short period villains, Conquest edition. So Conquest was a very good villain for that one episode, and we saw a little bit of him in one of the prior episodes. But we saw a lot of interesting character dynamics for Conquest, for just him just talking the way he was talking to Mark, and the cherry on top is his final little speech to Mark, bro, talking about how he was lonely, bro. I was like, bro, yeah,
He whispered it.
he whispered.
I'm lonely.
By the way, shout out to Glenn for getting his get back. Shout out to Glenn for getting his get back for real.
Oh, and that wasn't in the script either. The voice actor just added it in.
Oh, he cooked. He cooked. That was great. That was great.
It was crazy because when they first heard what Conquest sounded like, people was hating. I'm like, that boy was cooking. We ain't no Negan now. I don't know a lot about Walking Dead show, but I saw Negan. Negan was cooking.
Great.
Oh yeah, he.
And what's funny is that like Negan kills the guy that the voice actor that Mark plays. So it's like
Oh,
they're
yeah.
like
Full
they're like,
circle, man.
That is a cool
Oh, that's
Easter
why you
egg.
said shout out Dylan.
Because the
Negan
guy wrote
kills
both.
Glenn, yeah.
The guy who wrote Invincible wrote The Walking Dead. So full circle.
Oh yeah, when he said I don't even have a name, they just call me Conquest. I'm like, bro.
I don't even like them.
Like, it was low key a bar though. He's like, I don't even have a name. This is what I do.
Oh,
After you
my success.
after you smacked around my brother, you're gonna talk to me in that soothing voice in my ear, bro. You disgusting.
Hey man.
Saying I'm a victim of my success is crazy. While you beating that
Yo,
nigga down.
I low key want to just watch that speech again because that shit was so goddamn good. I was like, bro, what? He's talking crazy. All right, Conquest, level 1, Noitora.
I'm gonna let y'all cook on that.
I like Noitora.
I do, but I'm not gonna lie. I might like Conquest more than Noitora, bro.
He did Nell dirty. He did Nell dirty for no
What's
reason.
this list? Is it like Black Air Force activity or something?
Just like who's a better, like quicker, like one-off side villain, not major.
I got Conquest.
Noitora is.
Conquest.
I really like It's the speech from Conquest, bro.
That
This
was
is the
so
speech.
good, bro.
No, but Noitora had no reason to do what he did. I get why he did Nell that like that out of like anger,
He was just insecure.
insecurity, but I was just like, bro.
He was an
He really-
insecure man child.
Nell really cared about him. Nell really did care about him, even though he didn't. I think like the fact that she cared about him.
Lottie, you're misrepresenting that. She did not care about him because she cared about him. She cared about him because he was fucking weak to her. That's why she cared about him. She looked down on him.
And that's what made him so pissed.
She looked down on him because he was weak as fuck. And he hated her for it.
Straight crash out. All right, level 1, Conquest wins. Level 2, Uvugen.
I would say Conquest, but I appreciate Ubigan getting wrecked by Kurapika. I love that.
I got Big Con.
I got Conquest too, but yeah, Kurapika put him on a shirt, bro.
Top 3 death ever. Like just getting the shovel. The shovel's crazy.
Conquest was on a killing spree, but Uvugen was also on a crazy little spree too, bro.
When he grabbed that one little porcupine and just yelled at him,
when he bit someone's head off, I'm like, bro, yo,
killed someone with a tooth or a piece of bone. It was
he was on timing.
That speech from Conquest puts him over.
Yeah.
It's gonna be hard to beat that speech.
Level 3, Zawuza.
Ooh.
Land of Waves.
Y'all put random in a rock and
Land
hard.
of Waves.
Oh, yeah, this hurts random. His favorite art.
Yeah, y'all stupid.
We got arm socks.
Still my favorite, by the way, but let me stop.
I got Big Za.
I'm gonna go Zabuza, but shout out to Big Con. I'm calling him that from now on. Big Con.
Big Con.
Big con.
I got Zabuza too, but
Zabuza's story is a lot. Is great. It's great.
He was on King Von Time since he was a kid.
Here's the thing, right? By the end of Invincible, I might have Conquest because I know he's coming back.
Oh, for sure. I'm gonna go Conquest personally. One, Conquest was just more entertaining to me. I'm gonna be honest, that dude was just a straight demon, and that speech put it over the end. And I also think his what he provided for Mark, I do think was more valuable than what Zabuza provided for Naruto. Even though I do think what Zabuza did for Naruto was really good, because that Naruto speech, that was the beginning of who Naruto really is moving forward for a lot of these other villains. But Conquest made Mark a straight crash out. Straight crash out. He is now on demon timing moving forward because of what that man Conquest did. But story in terms of how it's developed, I would say Zabuza. Ultimately, I say Conquest.
Zabuza running through all those henchmen though. That was if that don't move you
with a knife in his mouth.
with the kunai in his mouth, just running through them.
A lot of people talk about Conquest Final Speech. Bro was dropping bars the whole episode, man.
It really was.
Every word he said, I was like a kid in the candy shop. I was like, "Yo, say more. Tell me more."
What he was saying to Oliver though, that was crazy. He's like, "This is gonna be amazing." I was just like, "Bro."
Bro said, "I'm gonna eat your heart."
When Mark was beaten down, he's like, "Hey, don't give up. You can still get it. You still got it. You can still fight."
This one of the best parts, one of the hardest lines. He said, "I won't believe you have a bitch in my heart." I was it's like ripping your heart out your chest, and I hold it in my head. I won't believe you got a bitch in my heart. I was like, that was tough. I was like, oh yeah, he nasty, man.
Conquest was a timing. All right, level 4. Arlong.
Ooh,
Conquest.
I got Conquest too.
because now I'm thinking about what he was saying to Adam Eve.
Arlong Park was peak.
It was great.
You know what? I feel like Luffy and Nami stood out more than Arlong. Conquest was running. He was. Yeah, I got Con.
When Adam Eve was dying and what he was saying to Mark while she was dying, bro. Like, yo, you still got a little bit. Oh, she's dead already. These weak creatures, man. I was like,
he said you did something, and I don't really care why. You did something to piss him off, and I thank you for that. I was like, this nigga is hilarious.
you got bars.
Got crazy bars. All right, and then we're rounding out the gauntlet with level 5. Kimberly.
Oh, y'all dirty.
Kimberly's tough.
I got my nigga Kimberly.
I got Kimberly.
Yo, one of the hardest parts is when Scars talk to his brother and they look up on the building and say, "It's the State Alchemist," and he pulled that shit up. That shit was raw, bro.
Yo.
That shit was raw. I don't know.
I like his "fuck you" to Pride too when
was
Pride
fire.
gets defeated.
He basically was like, "No, this is not how you're supposed to be acting." And I'm like, "Oh, okay."
You know, underrated part of Kimberly. You remember when it was Hawkeye's flashback and they're at Ishval, they're in Ishval, and they're basically her Mustang and Hughes are all talking about like the horrors of Ishval, and Kimberly walked over to them was like, "Are y'all? Why you act like y'all didn't sign up to be part of the military? Y'all signed up for this. Like y'all can call me crazy, but we all killing people." I was like, dang.
That's a good point too.
He embodied what it meant to be a state alchemist, man.
It's true though. Y'all acting all holy because y'all sad, nigga. Like we all did the same shit. It don't matter that y'all sad. Y'all villains just like me.
Oh man, Kimberly's tough, man. He did so much. I like Conquest so much though. I'm gonna say Kimberly though, because I also like Kimberly is like the basis of one of the villains I create in my story, bro. Kimberly is great. But that is all we got for the gauntlet. I actually want to show you guys one more.
Don't let Conquest be a Saiyan. Oh, don't
He
let
can get Zenkai boosts and shit too.
Oh
We
my
good.
God, bro.
We good.
By the way, I'm gonna say this right now. I think the Viltrumite fit is immaculate. I think it's fantastic.
I think
Yeah,
when they
that-
add the
maybe
extra shit on top of it, like the 3 that Nolan and Alan fought, I thought looked lame. But when you start adding like the capes and like the little pouches around the waist and shit, when you start adding more of the garb to it, nigga, that shit hard as fuck.
Now here's the thing, right? Because the Invincible comic fans can't control themselves. I seen a young man named Thrag. That nigga
This
icy.
shit, nigga,
That nigga icy, bro.
this shit is cold.
Nah, you can say you were going. You first things first. The TikToks about him were popping anyway, so you was gonna see it. All we talking about is his fade. We're not talking about nothing else about Thrag. His fade is immaculate.
No,
He
I,
got the
no,
wolf
no,
mink.
no.
He got that big ass mink.
That's not it. I've been seeing so many spoilers about Invincible. Oh my god, I've been running.
Oh yeah, I avoid Invincible TikTok, bro. I ain't.
You know what that means? That means just read the damn thing.
No, never. I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna enjoy myself. All right. So I did want to do this. I want to do this. I think this is fun. Me, Random, and Lonnie were doing our trailer reactions for upcoming anime. We kind of messed up. Gacha Kuda is coming out in the summer, actually, not the spring. So this is spring season. But other than Gacha Kuda, we reacted to all the other like popular spring anime. We pretty much came to a consensus that the anime of the year is going to be 2B Hero X. That is just different. So I thought it would have been fun to look at the hero little trailers for the different characters for 2B Hero X.
We can't trust Nice at all. Don't trust that nigga. Nothing at all. Nothing about him I like.
First character.
This is just another. Lonnie was right. Telling y'all since like a year ago that this is gonna be heat, and now they finally coming around. So
that boy X, I legitimately looked into his glasses where I could find them because I want them, and so far no luck. But that boy just living. He never like Santo, the perfect epitome to describe X. Santo, the man never struggled in his life, and he getting jumped every day. Bro, just chilling.
He was a demon. Also, this may or may not get cut out for the full podcast episode, but we might, depending on like copyright. So we might cut the full thing out when the podcast comes out. But for the this could be a segment. I just saw your message, Santo. But yeah, this definitely could be a segment that we're gonna drop. So we'll probably cut it out when the full podcast episode comes out, though. All right, let's dive into it. This is X. Or Nice. This is Nice. Let me see if there's music. Oh, might as well say this. You know how like Arcane had different like trailers or PVs for different characters. So 2B Hero X has multiple characters that all have like their own individual trailer thing.
And art styles too.
And
and they all have the individual art styles. So X was in like the art. Well, X had like two in his own trailer, right? He had the Arcane art because the minute the trailer start and we watched the can of soda roll down the street, and I was like, Riddell paused it, and I'm like, Lonnie, this is unfair already. We watched this shit for 5 seconds, and this is Arcane level work right here, which is crazy because China already has Arcane.
Yeah, but they're doing Lord of Mysteries too.
They're going dumb, right? China's locked in.
Nice.
Oh, this guy's mad.
So we got some hate. Okay.
This is kind of showing us their character. I wonder if the intention is that we're not really going to dive into their character much. In terms of like building them up, we're just going to show you who they are, and then if you want to learn a little bit about them, you have to go here, kind of like Arcane does. I wonder if that's the route that they're going with here.
What's that sword though?
And they cooking over here. I'm not gonna lie, they cooking over here. Gojo's cousin. Oh, you're gonna meet Gojo's cousin. That dude. X. Different. Clean anime.
You did all of that to get your ass beat. I hate yo.
Then he rubbed his face, bruh.
Nah, it's just so you can see his reflection.
Caress his helmet. Nice.
That boy corporate as hell, man.
I like that shit, bro.
Yo, he's probably on hinge as hell in the back secretly.
I feel like Miles and Ty should see who number one is.
Oh
'Cause-
God.
We'll go trailer by trailer. We'll show that one next week. That way we don't have too many things. Well, also a little build up for all that. Honestly, I should have shown X first.
Probably should show next.
I just grabbed a random link, to be honest. I should have showed X first. But to be her X, Lonnie can be the conductor on this train. This will be the anime of the year.
Mhm.
It just will be.
It's amazing. Like what I think they're going to do at certain points, where they're going to go, if they're following different characters at certain points, Miles, you'll be watching X in the arcane art style. Then you're going to go to Nice in the, I guess, souped up Demon Slayer style. Then you're going to go watch Queen in a whole different style. Like what they could do is straight up change how animation's done, especially if they're going like, this isn't going to be your typical hero, because it's like they're superheroes, but like for instance, X is getting jumped by people and he can switch dimensions. So you're attacking him, he snaps his fingers in a whole different dimension, and he can manipulate it as well. Like at one point, they're attacking him from every angle. He just falls on the ground, snap his fingers, and now he's standing in a whole different dimension. Like it's crazy what he does, and I want to learn more. But bro, whether Google Translate failing me when I go on that website, because I have no idea like how to read this stuff or how the lore's going. And by the way, that's an Overwatch game waiting to happen. That's an Overwatch type game waiting to happen at one point. And everybody's good. Like everybody looks great. I can't wait till we see the Queen one. That's who I think is going to be my favorite character besides X, because I really like her, how she moves, and her.
I probably will go with the
Little Johnny.
Little Johnny, probably. But what's his name? Ghostblade? I don't know. Ghostblade got something too.
I don't know if it's gonna be anime of the year. It might be a contender. I still think anime of the year might end up being Lord of Mysteries, because it's China's biggest secret. And next thing you know, it has like a video game coming out that looks godly.
When does it come out?
Huh?
When does it come out?
It comes out. I think they had a date for it. I'm pretty sure it's the summertime.
If
But-
it is, Jesus.
It look like another Lord Lies of P.
Yeah, it's the biggest thing in China. The author gets every single award known to man. It has its own events, and I don't know, the fact that they think of it so highly, and it's like such a big, I guess, big staple in like the light novel community. I don't know, but no, To Be Hero X with Lord of Mysteries, and then that Perfect Q one coming out. I think there's another Chinese animes. Like they're making a really strong push in 2025. I don't know why, or it's coming out of nowhere, but like China's really saying like, hey, we're putting Japan on notice, which I like, because competition breeds better products. So
Yeah, they've
I'm
been
excited for
Japan been getting too complacent with all those goddamn isekais. Jesus.
To be fair, Korea and China have the same problem, that with reincarnation in Korea.
At least
And-
Korea, from like with the webtoon stuff, they have better plot lines at least.
I agree with that. Same thing with China. They also dabble a lot in reincarnation. But I mean, every place has their thing. But I don't know how Japan can compete. China's willing to throw the money in. Japan wants to work within a budget. The only people that don't break the budget are Studio Ghibli and Ufotable. Everybody else wants to work within a budget. Or I guess I don't know what y'all say about One Piece, but everybody's willing to work within a budget in Japan, and that's going to cost them.
China's throwing a lot of money at these projects. So
Hey man, I'm here, man. Good TV is all I want, bro. I don't want these trash isekai anymore. With that said, we're about to wrap things up. Is there anything else y'all want to bring up before we end today? Go ahead,
At some point, Ty, we need to talk about those Berserk chapters, because Salat looking great and all that, and the fact that Guts was like, "Go ahead, bro, take me out." I was ready. I'm ready. And Salah like, what the hell, bro? You supposed to be the truth. Like, we just need to talk about them.
Only thing I have to talk about, a selfish plug, everybody, because your boy's getting married, and weddings are hella expensive. So yeah, let me hold $1. Maybe $2. You ain't getting it back though.
You ain't getting it back. though.
You ain't getting the $1 back. You see how happy I am? I'll be happy if you send me some money. So yeah, love, especially between two crazy ass villains. That's Captain Tay, for the audio listeners, CaptainTayy. Just but yeah, that's it. Selfish plug.
Hey man, hook them up.
Send your nigga. We're about to hit a recession. Send your nigga some bread.
I just want to say a few things right quick. The most useless character in Naruto is Sai. Greatest anime saying is Bankai. I need a new volume tie, and with all that being said, Lakers in 5.
W.
What did he say? What did he say a couple days ago? He was like SGA, USA, like PGA, Lakers in 5.
Lakers.
Lakers in 5. Hey man, they just cooking. Also make sure you guys stay tuned for a few things that we got coming out. I don't know when me and Lonnie, anybody else is welcome to join. Feel free to, when we do our Tower of God season 2 review and breakdown, because I love talking about Tower of God. I'm not gonna lie. I thought the first one was very fun to do. So something that we may be coming out with, like either exclusive or normal content. Me and Miles are gonna watch Game of Thrones season 2 finale this week. We locked in, and then we'll do our season 2 breakdown and drop that on the normal channel. So that's coming out.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
One Piece live stream Sunday. One Piece is back, so it's time to talk that One Piece gospel, of course. So that's some content coming out.
I was gonna say,
and on Thursday, we got Open Dojo. We got the Bleach conversations coming up. That was voted by popular demand. Y'all pull up because it's gonna be great.
Miles, whenever you guys eventually get to my favorite wedding, invite me and Char.
Oh, red wedding.
Oh,
I got you.
I'm gonna say also, Santo. I don't know if he reached out to you.
That
yet,
being
but
your favorite wedding is crazy.
that is.
I'm logged for next week Sunday. Yeah.
But your next week Sunday.
Yeah.
Okay, then we'll talk about it next week. We're gonna be on No Name Wrestling. We talking wrestling, as Miles likes to say.
Yeah.
But that John Cena heel promo was generational,
and he ain't wrong. He ain't wrong. I'm
he
team
ain't
Cena.
wrong at all.
He is
Team
not
Cena.
wrong.
I'm not a
Sorry,
baby
Cody.
face.
I love you, Cody.
I am
Sorry.
not a heel. I'm a human.
I'm a human being.
He
Bro.
was cooking.
I'm a victim of abuse.
He was cooking. Anything else? I think that's pretty much it. We got. Make sure you guys like the podcast, of course. Subscribe to the channel. Make sure you guys rate the podcast 5 stars if you're listening on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. Become a member so you can watch all the members only content that we post for people, for our most dedicated fans. Make sure you guys join the Discord. You can go find the Discord link via our link tree. And yeah, that's pretty much all I got. Anything else?
Nope, just send Lonnie $1.
Send Lonnie $1, of course, as well. But with that said, ladies and gentlemen, this was episode number 70. If we hit top 100, we'll drop our top 10 manga of all time the moment we hit top 100 on the anime charts. And shout out Women's History Month, top 10 female anime characters. A lot of fun. With that said, ladies and gentlemen, y'all have a good one. Take care and peace.